President Joe Biden, with a bold and powerful statement, said he had 2 words, and then he said 3, and that's it. And it was hilarious. And it's just, I don't even know how you make such a stupid mistake, but we're gonna play the video, and then we're all gonna laugh because it's Friday, and everybody needs a good laugh. And because it's Friday as well, it's time to end this week with something a little bit more relaxing. I mean, obviously, we are going to talk about the apocalypse and World War III, but we're going to make jokes about it. We're going to make fun of Joe Biden because his brain doesn't work. We've also got probably one of the most epic responses in cancel culture history. Matt Walsh. Many leftists have been spreading around these out of context clips, trying to smear him and make accusations against him. So he just issued the most epic response ever, where he was just like, kiss my ass. You should be apologizing to me. And that I can't even do it justice. It's so good. And so we'll talk about that. Plus, we do have some pretty crazy stories, really dark stuff. Cori Bush, she's a progressive Democrat. An interview came out on PBS where she told the story of where she she was the victim of a forced abortion, where she begged them to stop and they wouldn't. And it's just like, dude, this story is like, it's like a horror story, man. So we'll talk about that. Before we get started, my friends, head over to timcast.com and become a member in order to support our work. As a member, you'll get access to exclusive segments from the Timcast IRL Uncensored Show Monday through Thursday at 11 p.m. Those are all up from this week. We're going to be chilling tonight, but you'll also get to watch the Cast Castle vlog, which you're going to get a kick out of. We've got a fun episode coming up next Tuesday. You're going to watch the whole Civil War arc. There's like an election, and then ballots coming at 3 a.m., and then people are fighting. You don't want to miss it. But I'm really excited for what we're filming next week, which will be not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, is probably going to be extremely offensive, and it's going to make I don't know, I just imagine all the feminists are going to lose their minds at this episode. So it'll be funny. Or they're going to claim they're not really offended, whatever. It'll be fun. So become a member at timcast.com. You'll also be supporting our journalists and all the work they do. Smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the video, be that notification, because people are telling us YouTube's not notifying them anymore. So you guys can be that notification if you want to help push back against the censorship. We're about a month out from the midterm, so it's really important. Joining us tonight is a man who is not in fact invisible, but just late, is Bill Ottman.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You were late.
I ran out of gas.
Literally.
Totally spaced, yeah.
Man, who are you? What do you do?
My name is Bill. I'm the co-founder of Minds.com. We're an open source, decentralized social network.
Oh, simple enough. Well, Luke's here too, I guess.
Unforgivable. Never do that again, Bill. Thank you. I'm just messing
Running out of gas.
My name is Luke Radowski of WeAreChange.org. Today, I'm wearing a shirt with my co-host on it. And that, of course, is my dog, Atlas, which reads No Step on Dog, which you could exclusively get on thebestpoliticalshirts.com because you do. I'm here. Thank you so much for having me.
Luke, I just had a son. His name is Atlas.
Her name is Atlas.
His and her, so they'll be friends. Yeah.
Awesome.
No, his son is Atlas.
Oh, your son's name's Atlas.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Cool name. Or you can call him Addy for
That
short?
hasn't emerged yet. The nickname hasn't come out.
It's not so much a nickname as just the way you say the name, Atlas.
Yes.
You know, just speak normally until you say his name, Atlas. Can you come here and bring the newspaper?
It's becoming more and more of a popular name, as you know, we have a global awakening to the true crimes happening all around the world.
Are you going to pile the burden of Earth on his shoulders?
It's actually not Earth that he's depicted. That's a myth. It's the celestial bodies.
right.
It's the whole universe.
Oh, so it's actually worse than
It's
that.
not-
The weight of the universe on his shoulders. All right. Well, hey, Ian Crossland, also co-founder of Minds. I don't talk about it enough probably on the show. Good to have you here, Bill.
Hell yeah.
Let's reconnoiter.
For sure. Thank you guys all for joining us this evening on This My Last Night. I cannot wait to talk about whatever's coming up and whatever dumb thing Biden said. Let's get into it.
All right, everybody. Here's the story from the Daily Mail. Quote, let me start with 2 words, made in America. And that was it. And I just started busting out laughing because, look, we could talk about a lot of stuff. We can talk about Joe Biden destroying the country and getting us involved in potentially World War III. But we deserve to laugh. And I don't know if so I don't have it here. Do they got the video? Let's play the video.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. Made in America.
He says it twice. And then everybody cheers for it. That's it. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're having a good time. This is, are we laughing as everything just spirals down into oblivion? And we're just smiling as it all burns around us. This is fine.
It's not all burning around us. It's always been, trying to make the best out of a chaotic universe. But yeah, I'm definitely laughing as I should probably be trying to figure out a new sort of economy that we could transition to.
I love how the story from the Daily Mail is highlighting the fact that he said 2 words. He's like, let me start with 2 words, but then says 3. But then it gets like really serious with like letters, from from representatives, from Congresswoman Nancy Mace, and pictures of, Rand Paul and all that stuff. And it's just like, dude.
I'll bet you the White House transcript is going to read, he said 3 words instead of 2, and they're going to try to whitewash.
Few words.
Few words. There you go. That even
Let me
makes
start
more
with
sense.
a few words. But that's what they're going to do.
Lydia pointed out he technically did start with 2, made in.
Yeah.
So maybe he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, that's what Karine Jean-Pierre is going to say. Someone's going to be like, the president said start with 2 words, but then said 3. He started by saying 2 words and then added a 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do 2.
How's it going? How's the economy for you guys? How's the country? Are you excited for the leadership of this man?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's definitely very competent, and I'm so happy he's in charge as we are on the brink of Armageddon. As he says himself last night, he was literally talking about how we're closer to Armageddon since the first time since the Cuban Missile Crisis. He's also talking about how Putin is deadly serious about using tactical nukes in Ukraine, and
Look at this tweet. This is a good one. It's the first. It's one of these gotcha tweets. Joe Biden says, "You won't have to worry about my tweets when I'm president." And then under it says, "President Joe Biden says the risk of nuclear Armageddon is at the highest level since the Cuban Missile Crisis." My response was, "Yeah, but I mean, come on, no mean tweets."
Yeah.
Like there you go. But I just love that juxtaposition. You don't got to worry about my tweets. And then the news being, the world is about to end.
I wonder if he's setting us up to be a hero. Like he's like, hey, I averted World War III, everybody. We're like, yeah, but you got us close to it too in the first place.
Hey, but I did get you away from it.
I mean,
He's like, I saved you from nuclear war. Like, you almost started it, but I did save you from it.
yep.
He did come out with the marijuana stuff. What was that, yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, but apparently it's not actually exonerating anybody. Apparently the marijuana thing is just going to, like, your past convictions are erased.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's not letting people out?
No, it's not letting people out. They can't get out of jail. What?
Even for federal offenses?
It seemed that it was a pardon. The language pardon was in there for thousands of, I don't know if it's current or past.
I think it's past. So I see a lot of these lefties being like, Joe Biden's a great president because he just pardoned all these marijuana, convictions or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm in favor of that. I think Trump should have done the same thing. And then my response is like, how many people were released? And everyone said none. It was just exonerating like their records or something.
And they're trying to reschedule it.
Because that's the value.
Right.
Because if they take it off of Schedule 1, then they'll stop treating it like heroin
Yeah.
and stop throwing people in federal prison for it.
Isn't that crazy though, that basically the only reason pot became legal is because everyone just decided it was and ignored the law? Like I was talking about this with Half Baked. It's literally a movie from the 2000s. Or is it late 90s? I don't know. Where a bunch of dudes are just outright committing crimes and it's relatable and funny. It's just weird. Like even in it, when Dave Chappelle is at the lab and the doctor rips the huge chunk off and hands it to him, just like,
It's a tragedy what they did to marijuana in the 1900s. Harry J. Anslinger and William Randolph Hearst got together. Yeah. Hearst owned all these trees, and he wanted to take people off of the hemp paper industry and make, paper industry. He wanted to make trees. So he got Harry J. Anslinger, and I think he was the guy, his Congress point man, to start printing up all this propaganda like reefer madness, make people afraid. They said that it made black people like bloodlusty and stuff, like crazy nonsensical propaganda that wasn't true, and they made enough people afraid of it that they were able to make it federally legal. And then William Randolph Hearst had the monopoly on the paper trade after that.
It stuck for a long time.
I mean, I think that's an interesting story, right? He was like a newspaper magnate or whatever. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
You look at the people who control the narratives when they have the ability to manipulate and control media, and you see what ends up happening because of it. They can just be like, this thing goes against my interests, so have my newspapers tell everybody to do as I say, and they do.
Freaking nuts. But he did it with Congress's help, which is what really makes it scandalous.
Yeah, but the thing about Congress, the Republicans are a great example. Republicans are more concerned about the opinion of the New York Times than the opinion of their own constituents. And that's exactly the power of the media. So with the internet, the reason why we're seeing big tech freak out the way it is, and this whole Elon Musk thing has become such a big deal, is I guess, many of us, especially you guys, minds, we've taken away their ability to just monopolize the narrative, and they're losing their minds because of it, and they're losing power because of it. And it's like watching a dude sinking in quicksand, screaming and thrashing around. And you wanna feel bad. You're like, I know that they're sinking and they're like doomed, but they're also just really evil. So you can only just sit back and be like, maybe we shouldn't have this apparatus anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd still like to encourage them to not thrash so much because that's what's causing them to sink. Maybe it's the thrashing that's evil, not the actual person. It's
If they just laid forward, and that your legs come out, and then you can crawl away, but they don't get it. They're just swinging violently, screaming, and it's like when we had this raccoon problem, and we want to feel bad for this raccoon, but it's trying to kill our chickens. So when we walk up to the trap, and we're like, oh, the poor little thing, it goes, and we're like, and they're like, get it out of here, and then we have to get rid of it. That's what it's like. The media is failing, it's dying, and these people are losing their jobs and all that. And then I'm just like, yeah, but they're like nasty people who just fling crap at your face. You walk up to them, you feel bad, like maybe these journalists, I see they're panicking, maybe they need work, and then they just fling feces right at you, and you're like, okay, dude, okay, go away. You don't deserve to have a job, I guess.
You would think Twitter would be changing amid seeing the reaction to the Elon takeover, but they're thrashing. They continue to ban, even despite this lawsuit that's happening, and so what is your current take on the situation? Because Twitter wants
Elon?
Twitter wants the court trial to happen still.
Yeah. Because Elon was asking for more time, and they said making sure the trial still happens until this finalizes prevents mischief or something. I guess if they're
tweets.
They're concerned about mischief.
They don't want any more poop emoji from.
You know what, man? Just Bill was late to the show, so normally what we do is we get a thumbnail where the guest is sitting across from me, and then I press record, and then I screenshot it, but Bill wasn't here. So I was just like, empty chair it is. And I just want to say, that right there is the big difference between the establishment and the traditional media machine and what we represent. We can just screw around like that and be silly about it and have fun, and just, it is what it is. And I was like, if this was like a major network, they'd be panicking. They'd be like, pull archival. We got to get something. We have to wear our suits and ties.
Yeah, you can't have fake bazunkas on national television. Not
Could
allowed.
you imagine a guest going on Tucker Carlson with gigantic fake boobies like Luke did?
Yeah, I mean, Fox would probably have,
Did you see that Danny
freak out.
Polishuk got a pair?
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Good. The from that high school teacher thing or whatever?
Yeah, he was doing videos with it. Yeah.
What's he doing?
I just saw a photo of it when they arrived at his house. I didn't see the video yet.
What do you think of the Elon buying Twitter?
I mean, bring it on. It's better than status quo. We saw did you guys see his text with Dorsey?
Some of them.
Yeah.
So it's like they both are Dorsey, what's infuriating is that he knows open source, decentralization, encryption, Bitcoin. He knows that this is all where it needs to go, but he had decades to make that happen with Twitter and couldn't do it. He even said in the text, I don't have power. I have 3% of the company. I can't do anything. But he was telling Elon, this is where you need to take it. He was saying there needs to be no company, actually, because the company becomes an attack vector.
Right.
So company-less decentralized protocols are what we need. That's what's beautiful about Bitcoin, because Satoshi is totally anonymous. There's no one to go after.
Why didn't Dorsey do anything? I know he had that one operation. What was that called? Blue Sky, right?
Yeah, it still exists. It's they're doing research and stuff, but I don't. And then when the transition happened and the new CEO was coming in, Parag, Dorsey did this blog post where he was like, I feel in my gut that this is really the right decision for the company. We're gonna, things are gonna get better, and then it's just like nothing changes. There's no, in fact, Parag's statements about free speech are the opposite.
Right.
So,
it'd be amazing. Day one, Elon gets the company. It converts into a blockchain, and then Twitter removes itself from any moderation capabilities. It becomes a totally decentralized networking tool. So it's just like, we can't ban anybody anymore.
Or he just buys it and deletes it for the benefit of the world. He's like, screw it, off.
Could he buy it and then free soft, make all the code free?
Well, he should, and we should get. But we need the version history so that we can see all the algorithm changes that they made punishing people over the years. Those are the skeletons that are in the closet, because every code change in Git, there's a version history, so you can see, they started punishing this type of content on this date in the election season, and that that data exists and like it needs to be audited.
Can they scrub version histories?
Not easily.
But they can.
I think that would be unlikely. I think that if he open sources the code, he said he was going to open source it, so hopefully he does.
Real quick. This is important. If Elon Musk does finalize his buy to this company, he's going to have logs showing that Twitter was targeting conservatives or people on the right.
Yes.
It's funny because it's the weirdest thing. Gizmodo publishes the story, Facebook censoring conservative news outlets. I then go, hey, everybody, wow, that's crazy. Look, Facebook censoring. Then I get smeared as pushing conspiracy theories for believing what Gizmodo publishes. It's going to be very vindicating for everybody if Elon Musk does do this. So I certainly hope he does. But I have to wonder as well. I think what's going to come out of Twitter's closet is going to be more than skeletons. There's going to be some real dark stuff. We'll probably see internal communications of them defending child abusers and explaining why this, you know what I mean?
Well, this is going to get complicated because Elon is going to have a tough decision to make because he now is responsible for this company and the financial success of this. This is why he wants to take it private, which makes sense because he will have a fiduciary duty to potentially not share a lot of the skeletons, which could get dicey.
So, Bill, if I could ask you, you have a lot of history with social media, obviously with Minds. If you were Elon Musk, what would you do right now?
I mean, I think he's doing what he can. I think
He's trying not to buy it, though.
Yeah. But let's say the acquisition finally goes through. You have Twitter. What would you do if you were Elon with Twitter?
You immediately open source all the code. You immediately make all the messages end-to-end encrypted, so thousands of Twitter employees can't read our messages.
Yep.
It's just like so absurd.
Didn't Facebook make edit end-to-end encryption?
No, WhatsApp says they did.
Or the Saudi government can't read protesters' private DMs and messages of human rights activists like they did before through Twitter.
I got a question. Do you think that Twitter receives money from governments to allow them backdoors?
I think that it is. I don't know.
Verizon does. AT&T does.
Right. So I think there's a strong possibility that one of the reasons Elon may have backed out is he may have gone to Twitter and says, I want to buy the company. And they went, here are the lucrative contracts keeping the company afloat that you can never reveal because governments are paying for backdoors and you can't reveal those. And then Elon went, crap.
It might not just be contracts. It might be just threats and duress of the government saying, we're going to shut you down or we're going to make sure you can't do business if you don't do what you want us to do.
Well, that's 100% true.
And then like 15 years ago, we were reporting on specific stories of the NSA, of the federal government having their own office spaces inside of the headquarters of Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, the major cell phone providers in this country had entire floors dedicated to the federal government that was spying and watching on everyone. What's Twitter involved? What's Twitter involved in?
It's like that movie, The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. How like being Santa is actually a curse. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like Santa's on his roof and then Tim Allen kills the guy and then steals his clothes and for some reason puts them on and then becomes Santa and loses his family. And then it's like a mind virus that makes him happy about it, right? Now, I am somewhat being cute, but know what I mean is Elon Musk or anybody, it feels like he goes to Twitter and they're like, no, don't buy this company. And then finally they're like, okay, buy the company. And now they're looking at this like, we are going to get paid to leave and not have to be involved in this behind the scenes national security BS. I would bet if here's the way I'll play it. If I went to a casino and I saw blackjack, roulette, and do you think the U.S. government has national security letters sent to Twitter demanding backdoors? I would put all my money on that. I'm not playing another game because that's a sure shot. Elon Musk comes in, asks them like, okay, show me corporate documents. And he's got an NDA. And not only that, but a national security letter with a gag order from the government. And he went, crap. And they're like, you can't say anything about it. You have to buy it. And when you do buy it, you won't be able to do anything you want to do because they will force you to give them the back doors. And we already saw the White House going to Facebook and saying, ban these people. There is a 0% chance they did not do that with Twitter. and Elon probably saw that.
Yeah, it's not just a backdoor to the information. I think it's even more than that. I think it's deciding who gets censored, deciding which voices get downranked in the algorithm. I think the federal government is way more involved, not just with, of course, the intelligence agencies helping give a lot of these big tech social media companies their start, but what do you think of this running your own social media network? What's the possibility of what me and Tim are talking about?
Yeah, very likely. I mean, well, we saw the Alex Berenson, all these discovery documents came out recently between Twitter and the White House, where Alex Berenson got banned from Twitter and sued them.
Exactly.
It's the Slack conversation of the Twitter employees saying, oh, you know, I forget the guy's name at the White House, said, why is Alex Berenson still on the platform?
So to amend my earlier statement, when I said there's a 0% chance, no, actually the evidence already been released by Alex Berenson.
Yeah.
And then the thing I was pointing to is when they were talking about Instagram, I think, when the White House was like, hey, this one's not ours. Can you do something about it? And it was the Anthony Fauci parody. So we know the government, they're doing the wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
And I think worse than that, obviously. But I'm wondering if, say, the Saudis, they go to Twitter and say, how much will it cost to get access to your back end, to get backdoors? Twitter needs money.
I think it's possible for Elon to switch past, but he's going to have to start playing hardball with major countries and risking Twitter getting banned in those countries if he doesn't play ball. You know, it's a marketing dream for SpaceX and Tesla to have Twitter as a marketing engine for those companies. So it makes a lot of sense for Elon to
It's a question of, in order to do this, Elon has to get banks to back it. Money has to come from somewhere. And no one is willing to pay the full price to take the platform and then just convert it into a blockchain, open source, decentralized network. If that were to happen, you can't ban anybody ever again.
Yep.
They can coexist though. Like you can have a centralized infrastructure and a decentralized infrastructure running in parallel. We actually just integrated with a new network called Nostr, which stands for Notes and Other Stuff Transmitted by Relay. There's relays all over the world. Everybody has a crypto key pair that we don't have access to as mines. That's your identity. You can bring your followers and your content and log into other apps. You can leave us. It's not a blockchain, but it's a distributed system. So, there's other projects out there that are like this. You've got the Fediverse. You've got ActivityPub. You've got Farcaster is the new one. You've got Planetary. You've got Secure Scuttlebutt. There's all these protocols that are like in the mix, and Twitter can integrate, and Facebook and all Rumble. Other networks, we're going to talk with them about integrating. Like we can all join these
Rumble.
open protocols. Yeah, we can get all of the alternative tech sites to join as well. So we're all participating, but that doesn't mean you have to abandon the existing infrastructure as well. They can run in parallel.
And Elon did express interest in working with Rumble. So I think that also is giving a lot of people optimism. But as we're talking about here, Twitter is a major powerhouse. Twitter is a vector of influence that a lot of powerful governments need and want in their fingertips. And it would be foolish to think that their fingertips and fingers and hands aren't already in this larger influence that Twitter and big tech social media has. Just in 2019, there was an ex-Twitter employee that was found guilty for spying for the Saudi government, specifically going through private messages, going after dissidents of the Saudi empire and sharing that information directly with Mohammed bin Salman. So again, that's just one example.
Twitter's
of a
revenue
government
model
using that.
is Twitter's addicted to surveillance advertising, just like Facebook. And so Elon needs to rip that out. Elon knows how to make money. He knows how to make people pay like, 50 to 100K for a car. Like he has some of the most profitable, money-making machines in the world. He can figure out how to make Twitter way more profitable without doing all the nonsense. It is possible.
Yeah, you do something like super mines.
Yeah.
Where you could send somebody an offer and then they can accept the offer to respond.
So back to the question, because we cut you off really quickly.
Nice one.
You were Elon.
We'll get back to this.
Yeah, let's talk more about these.
You were Elon. Ian, feel free to jump in on this. If you're Elon as well, you have Twitter. What do you do?
That's my question. You said he open source everything.
Yeah.
So would that be like
reinstate everybody? Obviously.
When you say open source, you mean AGPL3, like a free, like a left license?
There's multiple licenses that could work. I hope that he actually does it, because I remember when all those news came out about Tesla's open sourcing their batteries. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was not real. That was he decided not to be a patent troll. he decided to sort of open the patent so he wasn't going to go around suing other competitors in the general space. But like the code of, the software running on Teslas, the battery blueprints, none of that is open source.
Yeah,
So
the difference between a lot of the cars is just the software
yeah.
that you're paying for. That's not open source.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the same software that is running the AI on the new Tesla bots is the same is what's running in the car. It's the same system.
I got an idea. So we're talking to this metal fabricator guy about building a one-of-a-kind unique electric car. We should do it with mines. It should be powered by mines. So like your digital console is like a mines console.
Oh yeah, because
then-
you need an operating system
Right.
and an app within
So let's
the car.
do it.
Ooh,
So we can do it really. We were talking. We can make like a really cheap electric car. And I was like, as a gag, we have like a 2006 Cobalt with 230,000 miles on it. And I was like, yeah, let's do that and not fix anything and be like, boom, one of a kind. Or we could actually make a really cool car, like actually works and everything. We should have it like integrate with mines.
Let's do it. I saw there's some amazing like refurbishing companies that can take like any car and just make it an electric car. Like there's this one page on I forget. It's they take Volkswagen specifically and they'll make it any Volkswagen electric from any period of time.
I'm going to make the Flintstone car and beat all of you guys, including Tesla, when the EMP goes off and nuclear Armageddon happens.
But will you run barefoot?
No. Like the funny thing with the Flintstones car is like pedals exist. We've discovered that quite a long time ago.
Yeah, but it doesn't look as funny in the cartoons when you're pedaling with your feet on the floor.
You ever see those cars where there's two sets of pedals in the front and the back, and everyone in the car is pedaling and it's going? Hey, there you go, man. That's what we're gonna do.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that I did ask. We sent a message to Elon asking him this question. I don't know if he'll answer it, but there needs to be a Tesla that is not subject to just getting shut down from Tesla HQ, like
Right,
you're talking about. Like I could see him getting behind that, like a Tesla that's sovereign and like the software is running locally, so that it's just not like sketchy dystopian possibility.
But do you know that I'm not sure, Luke, if you know this. Some of them have cameras pointing at you, the driver. And if you aren't paying attention or something, it alerts you and it records that. It uses it against you. That is nightmarish.
It has that
dystopian.
history too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw in the console of the Model S, there's a camera. And I was like, is that, I Googled it. I'm like, that's cool. Like, because, Uber drivers, for instance, they turn cameras on to film their passengers. And I'm like, that could be helpful if there's a car accident, if you're sideswept or something. You have no access to that camera. It is for them to spy on you as you drive. Creepy.
So there's obviously you can't log into your Tesla account and check out. Yeah, like what data is in your Tesla account?
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I doubt that they give you access to all the footage of.
But you think
yourself.
No. So the side cameras you can
Oh, yeah?
So I can pull up my phone right now and look at my car in the garage, the Model 3.
Yeah.
And
nice.
yeah, that's really cool. But there's an internal camera, and I'm like, what is that all about?
Yeah, the CIA has access to all of it live as it's going on, most likely, without a doubt.
The NSA.
Yeah, there's no way that they don't. So I would automatically tape up that camera as fast as I can. But I heard some car manufacturers take away your ability to do self-driving if you cover up that camera, because the cameras are focused on your eyes to make sure that your eyes are focused on the road. And if your eyes and hands aren't focused on the road and the wheel, they stop automatic driving and make you drive instead of having the car drive you.
You guys know that basically like all new cars are self-driving. So Tesla has full self-driving capability only after your car has driven on the highway on autopilot for 100 miles. You have a high safety score and they approve you. So my Model 3 apparently just got recently, like, congratulations, it's now entitled to full self-driving. And that's where the car will actually stop at the stop sign, check, and then slowly turn right, and the steering wheel is spinning by itself. But most of them, when people think of like, oh, the Teslas can drive themselves, and then you get in the Tesla for the first time and you're like autopilot, and you're like, wow, all it does is just the steering wheel moves a little bit left and right on the highway. That's it. It'll speed up, slow down. And then so when I first saw that, when I got the Model 3, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm on the highway and like it's moving itself. Then I got a Honda. It's got the same thing. Modern Honda has the exact same thing. No difference. It's auto steer and cruise control. So I'm on the highway and I'm like, oh.
That's what they call it, auto steer?
It's called something like lane correction or something like that. I don't know. But so the Honda can't activate a full self-drive like the Tesla can, but Teslas don't come with that anyway. You have to earn a special pilot, a beta or something.
Could Honda run a self-driving upgrade?
Probably.
Remotely?
I have to imagine if they can drive themselves on the highway, they can drive themselves in the streets. So I don't know. I think the Teslas don't use sonar anymore or radar or something like that. And it switched to just camera. And I noticed this because I think when they switched it, it got way worse. It like doesn't understand what's going on anymore. And I wonder why. Maybe statistically the radar or sonar, whatever it was worse. And now like cameras are better. But then if you get like some schmutz on the camera or something, then it just turns off on you. I was driving in the rain and I have it on self-drive autopilot on the highway. And I'm going 70 miles an hour and it's making a turn. And then we get close to a semi and it goes boop, boom, and just turns off. And I'm like, what the? Like, that's scary. You keep your hands on the wheel the whole time. But so you're going with it. When it stops, just like, whoa.
This self-driving, it sounds tragedy waiting to happen, man. That people, they encourage you to take your hands off the wheel. How is that going to make you more attentive to the road?
No.
You can't do that.
Oh, okay.
You have to have.
So they want you to be sitting there like a zombie, but still somehow be more like you're going to become less attentive to what's going on if you're not actually supposed to be attending to it. How can that be good?
You for the self-driving, you have to have weight on the steering wheel. Your hands have to be on it. If you take them off, it'll go wham, 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 wham.
Like all you should be doing is watching the road and paying attention to the road when you're driving.
In which case, there's no difference between you moving the steering wheel a few millimeters and it moving a few millimeters itself. It is convenient when you're changing the radio and you're not scared of dying because it's helping you. But, you know, look, I'm driving in the rain. I turned on self-drive and I'm sitting there the whole time like, okay.
Yeah, but what about for people who like pass out driving? It could help.
It'll save
them.
lives.
Yeah, it will.
But here's the problem. It won't actually, to a certain degree, if autopilot is on and then you have a medical episode, you'll probably be safer than if you didn't have autopilot. But this thing won't break. It's like it breaks for the stupidest things. The light is green and it goes braking for green light, and I'm like, why? And you got to press the accelerator. There's a stoplight ahead sign. It's a picture of a stoplight, and the Tesla stops for it. And so you have to press the accelerator. Otherwise, here's the craziest thing. It's raining. I'm driving straight, and someone's pulling onto the highway. And they're going slow, waiting for me to pass. And all of a sudden, the Tesla slammed the brakes onto 0 from 70. And we just like lunge forward. Like this has happened 3 times just this past weekend. And so it got to the point where we're like, maybe we should not use this anymore.
Yeah, maybe wait 15 or 20 years till after they stop testing nuclear bombs
to 0?
right next to where the troops are.
It went to like 7.
Wow.
It went from 70, just like slammed the brakes on in the rain. And then the truck trying to come in slams its brakes on. Like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, that is not sane.
The fantasy is you take your driver's seat and you spin it around, and you and your passenger spins theirs around, and there's 4 of you all hanging out in the back of the car while it's driving you. That's the fantasy that they're aiming for. But I mean, good God, there's no tracks. It's not a train.
Yeah.
Wind can push the car. A kid can knock a basketball out into the road on accident.
But there is one thing to add to this. When all cars communicate with each other, then you have a lot less to worry about.
But it's going to have to be more than all cars. It'll be like satellites and houses and telephones, and they'll all be telling everyone where everyone is, and all the machines will know, and they'll be anticipating.
But Ian, it'll be okay.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be in the metaverse. You'll be one
You'll be
with
safer.
You'll be in the machine.
You will be the machine. You have always been the machine.
Well, driving a car is very dangerous, and there are a lot of people that die every single day just from driving a car. A lot of people don't realize how actually dangerous statistically it is. So I think this self-driving will be sold as, hey, we're going to make everyone safe. No one's going to die from car accidents anymore if all the cars are self-driving. Therefore, none of the cars are going to be crashing into each other. I think that's the latest ploy. That's how they're going to get rid of truckers. That's how they're going to get rid of taxi drivers. That's how they're going to get of any for-hire driver.
It'll be illegal to drive. They'll be like cars. They've talked about this. Cars in the future will not have the ability to be driven.
Or your insurance will be so drastically more expensive.
Not only that, but in Europe, they're already limiting cars that can't go above a certain miles per hour, like kilometers per hour, or whatever they have over there in Europe. But they're limiting, roads.
They measure
specifically.
things in stone,
exactly, like,
and turtle shells.
How many
in
king's
totally
feet?
nonsensical ways. But there's already government shutdown switches that they have in European cars that are going to be developed very soon, where the government will have the access to particular vehicles and to be able to turn them off anytime that they want.
You guys were saying if there's a health emergency for a driver, their hands come off the wheel. But doesn't you say when that
It'll
when
shut off.
Self-driving shuts off. Yeah, it doesn't
and then
pull
you,
over.
and then you crash. No,
Okay,
No way.
it's not-
So it doesn't
Yeah.
even help that.
Right.
Oh.
No, but like if you are for about 30 seconds, I think it'll start, like if you pass out.
It'll wake you up.
Well, it starts going wham, wham,
But if
wham,
you're
wham.
having a seizure,
If you're having a seizure or something, it's not going to help. So over hills is hilarious. They cannot drive over hills because the cameras can't see anything. So it just immediately, once you go up a hill, wah, 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 once you get to the top, if you're driving and there's an error for some reason, I've had auto drive shut off as error disengaging, you'll just go straight off the road.
it's gonna keep they will keep getting better because all of your data is just training data.
Right.
So it's over time. It's going to improve.
And now there's Teslas everywhere. It was crazy. When I'm driving around, every third car I see is like a Tesla, and I'm just like, wow, they're everywhere, man.
Are your Teslas going to be tweeting at you?
Tweeting at you?
I'm low on gas. You'll get a tweet from
Gas?
at Tim Pool's Tesla. Yeah. Or I'm low on charge. I only have 32% charge at Timcast.
They already
Oh,
do
my
that.
Tesla's-
They don't tweet at me, and my thing buzzes. And it's like Luke was driving my Tesla. He left the door open, and then it was like your door is open, and I am like, I don't care. It's in the garage. And then like I wake up with like 12 notifications, like your door is
Dude,
open. And I'm
Elon
like, oh,
used to
come
watch.
on.
He used to watch Knight Rider for sure, dude. He's trying to build Kit. It's going to be like a very funny joke at Timcast, and you'll be like, "Oh, thanks, Tesla."
It's not going to say that to me. It's going
Have
to be
you
like,
guys have
it'll
you
be
played
talking directly
with,
to you.
with Stable Diffusion or Dolly?
oh, Dolly, dude. a
So
little bit, yeah.
Dolly is the closed source
Right.
version. Stable Diffusion is where it's at, but it's
Is that where you can like auto generate pictures and stuff?
yeah, pictures based
We
on
did
text.
that,
yeah.
we did that on the show. I think we did a bunch of AI generation of like Trump and Pelosi,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like nightmarishly hilarious.
They're scary. A lot of the images are like
What's
some
it called?
horror movie.
Stable Diffusion?
Stable Diffusion. It's not like a company. It's a project. So you can't just
Stability.ai.
if you go to replicate.com, you can Stability. They created it.
Do they have? Can I use it here? Wow.
replicate.com.
Replicate is a good place to use Stable Diffusion.
Replicate.com.
You do have to pay.
Oh, I see.
But-
That's a profit market waiting to happen.
Oh, yeah,
man. Talk
it's-
about you don't have to hire employees to do a bunch of your stuff
But
anymore.
Stable Diffusion is dominating DALL-E now. So OpenAI, which Elon actually was a part of, I'm not sure if he's really how involved he is now, but most of their code's not even open. Some of their stuff is. So they do some open source, but they were trying to make the argument that Stable Diffusion would be bad for artists because it's going to put them out of business because people can just, if they need a graphic generated, they can just go.
Have you seen the video generators?
No.
Okay, so wow, I typed in Stable Diffusion demo, Bill Ottman. This is what we got. Here we go.
nice. Is that Orson Welles?
All right, I've got some.
Kind of looks like you.
I've got some
I don't-
meat on my bones.
I don't understand who this is and why they think it's you.
Got to be Orson Welles.
Ottoman Empire, probably.
Oh, it's
here we go.
Ottoman. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Generate image, Luke Rudkowski.
Let's see.
This really is good. The Dolly Mini was not that good. We'll get Joe Biden in there in a second, but let's see if we can get Luke Rudkowski. What is this? Luke Lou Rubrusu. What is this? What are you doing, Luke? Are those space swords?
Luke
guess
Loon and
so.
Ruist.
Wow.
Type in Tim Pool.
All right. It's just gonna show a swimming pool. You just can't get it.
Maybe.
I think I have to put in like Timcast or something.
Let's see what it pulls
Or you have
up.
to put it in quotes. The word.
Would that work?
Temple
I
in
don't know.
Quotes maybe.
Dream Studio Beta. Oh, hey, you are.
Hey, the bottom left one looks good.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Wow.
The AI
What
is
is
learning.
this?
That's gonna be you in like 30 years.
30 years. Whoa, man.
That looks more like Chris in the upper right.
That was so creepy.
That was wild.
It was like some of it was kind of close.
It wasn't a
Your
pool.
facial hair.
Whoa.
It was not a pool.
Clearly, you
And
have
the bald one. How did you know about that? I'm wearing it.
Clearly, you have more photos in the the machine learning library.
Oh, this is really
Wow.
accurate.
Wow, the bottom left one.
Dude,
This is okay. I'm bothered by this. You know why? It's not funny.
well,
It's
you have
just
to
like-
do a sentence like do Joe,
Joe Biden
Yeah.
eating a cat.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dude,
this is awesome.
And they're saying they're making movies.
It's a very important news show we run here. Joe Biden eating a cat.
You'll be in the
it's
metaverse and you'll be
coming.
like, you'll think something and it will appear in front of you.
You'll
it'll be in
imagine
motion,
universes.
The one on the bottom right.
Here, wait.
Oh goodness.
Here we go. Donald Trump wait. High-fiving Joe Biden. There we go. It's all about unity.
It's all about love, yeah.
Yeah, we got to bring it together. Donald Trump high-fiving Joe Biden.
It looks like the sentences take a little longer to render.
Yeah, there's more in it.
Uh-huh.
This is great. Let's do Nancy Pelosi stealing COVID masks. There we go. It's loading.
Nancy Pelosi robbing citizens.
Oh, that's
Look at this.
amazing, dude.
Oh,
Wow. Look at Joe Biden and Donald Trump shaking hands.
That's an image I've wanted to see for a long time.
And we've made it a reality through through artificial
Look at that
intelligence.
bottom right.
It'd be
man.
funny if you ran news like for Timcast articles, run the headline through this to generate the thumbnail for the news story.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Do we have the rights to that?
You do, yeah.
Hunter Biden going to jail. Let's just fulfill our wildest dreams with this dream studio here. Luke's taking a picture of it.
I'm setting my team. I'm like, this is how we're gonna do thumbnails from now on.
This would be cool if he went to the jail to see Joe, who was in the jail. But I don't think the AI is that smart. What? Dude, I'm loving the bottom left. Look at that face.
Hey, it looks like the guy from Better Call Saul, the bad guy.
Do Vladimir Putin, Joe Biden, world peace. I wonder how esoteric this thing gets.
Putin's misspelled.
Putin.
Putin.
Vladimir Putin signing peace treaty with Biden. It's too busy. No. Don't you do that.
This one I cannot do.
It's like an AI. Like,
Some things
can't
are too
compute,
challenging even for
impossible,
me.
not gonna happen.
What if we do like Donald Trump in drag?
Yes. All night.
Here we go. Vladimir Putin's. Oh, I put singing peace treaty. That works too. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Singing peace treaty with Biden. Fridays are fun, aren't they?
Yeah.
Come on, give me. What's this? It's still going. Oh, there we go. Is he signing it with himself? Look,
That is weird.
it's Putin signing a deal with himself. All of them
What
are.
the
What is
heck?
this? These two are just Putin signing deals with Putin.
Which just
Maybe-
proves this
maybe
war
do
is
full name,
inner
Joe Biden?
conflict.
You-
This is Putin's inner conflict, man.
And,
This is
and
what-
change signing to singing it.
Singing
Singing to signing.
Singing.
with Joe Biden.
Oh man, I think maybe because we did the show, people have started using it.
Oh, right.
cool.
Type in World War III
Oh, that's a good. It'll show like Joe Biden smiling.
or woke World 3.
Yeah,
All right.
this will eventually be able to generate a movie, probably. It'll just...
Yeah.
Dude, there's an
what
app.
was the one you were saying?
There's a commercial for it. I forgot what it's called, but I saw it on Twitter, and it's you can type in a video and it will make a video for you, and it's a loading bar. It takes some time to generate, but someone wrote B-roll footage of moving through a forest towards a lake, and then it's like you see the trees, and it was
Dude, people be
crazy.
like, show me a 35-year life of me having 3 boys and a wife and a beautiful house. And they will live 35 years in their own AI-generated environment.
You're in it now.
Oh, that makes sense. Because
It's gonna be worse than that. You guys,
There
what
it
you
is.
don't realize.
Now they're both in
Look
it.
at them having fun.
Yeah, now
But
they're
there's 2 Putins. Look at this.
unique.
Here you go. Look at this. There's 2 Bidens. It's this.
So interesting.
It's their body
look at
doubles,
this.
obviously.
Look at this right here. This
The-
one's pretty good actually.
The AI knows that they have body doubles.
Now, what you don't realize is, Ian, you're wrong about that. It's going to be a guy being like, I want 2 big titty women, and I want them in front of me. And it's going to, and it's going to get worse than that.
The porn industry is going to take it over.
All right, come on, guys.
World
we
War
can do
III.
this. World War III. World War III. Show me World War III. I want to see it. Here we go. It's taking a long time on this one. How does it? What is it doing?
My
Is
guess
is
is
it
there's
using
a
Google or
nuclear.
something?
I don't actually know the full library of what it's pulling from.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, bookmark this. This is legit.
And there's all different variations.
Huggingface.co.
Yeah, Hugging Face is a cool AI.
Word
community.
to war.
With 2 R's.
Yeah, this is like
It
what is
distorts language
this?
when you put it in. Yeah. Wow,
Did
that's
you
dark.
hear?
I like that map.
Did you
one.
hear that the AI created its own language?
Yeah, Facebook AI.
No. There was it was DALL-E, I think. I'm not sure, but one of these auto generators started. People would you would type in like a bowl of vegetables, and there would be like a weird word that would be like vlogabo, and then when you typed that in, it would give you the same kind of vegetable every time. Something about the AI created a word that represented an image. It was crazy.
Yeah, because
They're
you can do this in reverse as well. So you can feed an image and it'll spit text.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
What's this website called?
Hugging Face is it's an AI community. It's pretty cool.
Huggingface.com.
I'm
it's
down to just
.co.
keep generating
.co.
images all night because this is hilarious. I'm
Yeah,
trying
it's
to.
really
Oh,
funny.
everybody's hitting it up now, and I can't get it to work anymore.
You know, I had one.
Guys,
Let's get
you're-
some. Let's
you're
get a
using
Lydia.
the website.
Let's get one with Lydia for her last episode.
All right,
when
all
she
right.
comes back.
We got. I typed in Ian Crossland. We didn't do him yet.
Anything good?
Well, it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, good. Okay.
What if it shows like Ian on a throne of skulls?
Give me Ian Crossland mushrooms after this. Let me augment that search result.
Oh, it's coming.
I wonder
It's
if it
coming.
knows who
Here
I
we
am
go.
yet. Did you
I think
learn me,
it'll get
machine?
it. I think it'll get it.
You will.
What is this?
That's there I am.
What is
That's me.
this?
It kinda
What
looks
are you
like
doing?
you.
In
That
that-
doesn't look anything. It looks Bill Nye.
Inekasedex. Yeah, I
Who
do
is
look
this
like
guy?
Bill Nye. They used to tell me I was going to be like,
Inekasedex. What
the
is
hell is
that?
going on?
What is this? He says Ian I.O. Grease.
There's a lot of Ians out there.
What is? Are you? Who's this guy? And is he selling me a product?
People used to be like, "You're like Bill Nye. He's like a comedian, but he likes science." And I was like, "He's
The
so
Second
dorky."
American
No.
Civil War.
Hey, final question, or one other question I had about the Elon acquisition of Twitter. You said open source everything. Was that hyperbole? Are there like security algorithms that you don't open source when open sourcing an entire library of social networks code?
Oh, I mean, yeah. You don't open source the data, but the code. There's not reason to not open it.
Like even security stuff?
Yeah. No. Open source encryption is better encryption. It's generally agreed upon that it's the most audited, it's the most battle tested. Just because you open source that doesn't mean that people can hack it.
And when you say don't open source the data, what's the data?
Everybody's
Yeah,
data.
check it out. You can't even. It's a Second American Civil War, but it just gives you the first. All right, let's
very
do
literal.
Lydia from Timcast. Here we go. Here you go, Lydia. We're making a robot.
Ian,
make a
the
picture of
the
you.
only thing not to open source that they would not want to would be like how bots, instructions for bots to get around the bot detection.
Is that what is this?
It looks nothing like.
There she is.
Who is Tomdina Liboda?
What in the
Ooh,
hell?
fascinating. Thanks, robot. I look nothing like that. I'll take it.
Who is this? That's so weird.
Look at that
Whoa.
upper left. Is that like a boudoir image or something?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Holy cow.
It's like you in your spare time.
Hashtag never lids. Seriously.
Luke's error.
turn.
There you go.
Come on, there we go. Oh, cool. You can just
Oh,
spam
yeah.
click it. Well, I did try the Luke Rudkowski. What did we get? We got something weird, didn't we?
Yeah, some weird random.
Yeah, it was
a guy
Luke
that
Ruru.
somewhat looks like me.
That's why I think Luke, we are changed. I wonder if I do it all as one word or like an at symbol.
I used to want to be famous because I wanted to give like an Oscar speech, but now I won't be famous because I want these AIs to be
to
accurate.
know about you. Yeah.
It's gonna be like conspiracy theorists.
What is this?
That's
Oh, looking good there. Luke.
We know. We've then is that's not a word.
we were Chang in the bottom.
we were Chang.
Yeah, looks
we're
like a Brady Bunch.
we're Chang
Is that a beanie?
with me. What is
It
this?
does look like a beanie.
It's so weird.
It's a
I
weeb.
wonder what makes it think this.
It's like lots of like that looks like the Arabic alphabet a little bit on the upper right one. I mean, that's just from an American, ignorant
Klaus
point of
Schwab
view.
eating bugs.
Good one.
All right, after this one, I did Nancy Pelosi eating too many nachos. Oh, I know. We should do Seamus dropping potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seamus Coughlin potato.
He'll actually be a potato.
I wonder what happened if I typed in Freedom Tunes, though.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go, guys. Nancy Pelosi eating too many nachos. Whoa,
Those are
large.
wow, that's
like her.
cool. Those are huge.
Some big nachos.
Yeah.
Got some big
She has some
nachos
very
there,
huge
Nancy.
nachos. Klaus Schwab eating bugs. I really want to see that one.
Klaus Schwab eating bugs. Let's get it. Come on.
Error.
Because everybody wants to use it. All right, it's going. Oh, there's a Q. I see.
Is this just huggingface.io or
.co.
.co?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're making more people use it.
Yeah, I know.
Ah,
I can't
stop
even.
it.
It wouldn't even
Yeah.
load for me. It says no results found.
Oh, really?
Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Hugging face. That's kind of a scary thought.
That's disturbing.
It's
Is
from
that
Alien. Yeah, the face huggers.
I don't like that.
Oh, weird.
Ah,
Well, it doesn't look like Klaus Schwab.
Not.
maybe when he was younger.
How about I got one. Bill Gates eating cricket.
Or man boobs.
Man boobs. You can fulfill all
That's
your
just a
fantasies.
normal picture.
You should do like Bill Gates workout.
Oh, gosh.
Bill Gates in Gulag.
Yeah. Bill Gates
Ooh.
hot body.
Oh, no.
No, thank
Just
you.
No.
ripped with a six pack.
Actually, I'm
He's got a girl's
wondering if they
body.
could do that.
That'd be interesting.
Oh yeah, what if we did like Bill Gates had on giraffe?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, Bill Gates eating crickets.
Nice.
Look at this one.
He looks
That's
like a
huge.
wow.
He's
Holy
so
cow.
happy in the
Wow, that's so weird.
He looks pretty healthy. I don't see those. Names.
Yeah, he's a lot skinnier
Yeah.
than he is in real life.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
No
he's
man
got gigantic
bazungas.
bugs. Bill Gates' head on a cricket.
Oh, cricket. Oh.
No, let's do a giraffe. Giraffes
Yeah.
are like cooler.
yeah, be more noticeable.
The
He does
application
kinda
is too busy.
Stick his neck.
Remember when we
back.
talked about news and stuff? That was
Oh
fun.
no,
Yeah.
no. This is way more fun.
This is the future
It's
right now.
Friday.
We're giving you the early scoop on what's coming.
Yeah, this probably won't work very well on iTunes. People are going to be listening to this being like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
But what do you think about because OpenAI is making the argument that they should keep it closed because it's going to put artists out of
It did
business.
the opposite. It put a giraffe's head on Bill Gates'
good.
body.
I think the ability for artists to capitalize and make money off of their art is a relatively new thing. Like only until TV and when you could control your own dispersion of the art. Like before you had patrons, it was all patronage based because it's easy to do. Anyone can do it. I'm kind of shocked that there's an industry for it.
You know, Ian, you were making the point about how you're going to say, show me my life, 35 years with 2 kids. It's one thing we didn't actually expect when we were talking about the metaverse. You know, in the past couple of years when we've been talking about linking your brain into Neuralink and doing the metaverse, that you're going to be in this you're going to be in Lord of the Rings, you're going to be in Skyrim. Little did we realize what it's actually going to be like is it's a blank slate. You're going to plug in your brain and it's going to be a white dead space and you're going to go mythical universe, orc monsters, and I'm a knight fighting my way to save the princess. And then it just creates that universe in front of you, auto generates it, and then you live it. It's like the
You think
metaverse is something you're going to create in real time. It's like the holodeck, only you're going to plug your brain into it.
But do you think it'll completely take over your visual field or it will be like happening in the background and simultaneously you'll have your current visual field, but there will also be a parallel one?
Oh, that's creepy.
Because it's like you wouldn't want to have Neuralink just wipe out your whole field of vision. So it's like, how is
can your brain comprehend an expanded field of vision is the question. Because you'd want to be able to feel, you'd want to be able to see, but at the same time you'd probably want to be able to still
you don't want to black out.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think the sci-fi view of things is that it will take over your mind. Like you see the Black Mirror where the guy goes in the video game and bangs his buddy. You know this one?
Yes.
So you've seen it. He goes into a fighting game and then he plays as some like Asian dude, but then his friend plays as some chick. And then they end up banging because for whatever reason the game programmed that in, I guess. I don't know.
I'm playing this game called XCOM, UFO Defense. It's like you play as this corporation that's defending Earth against this alien invasion. And there's this enemy group of humans that are plugged into the neural net. They're called Exalt. And they can like see each other's visions and stuff. But if you can hack their network, they go blind and they can't hear you. They'll run right past you. They don't. That's a terrifying vulnerability to a neural net is that people can shut off your perceptions.
Like Ghost in the Shell, dude. In Standalone Complex, that anime is amazing. This hacker hacks your brain so you can't see him. Super cool. That show's great.
I think it's going to be both. I think you're going to be able to see multiple things in parallel. Whether or not you can focus on multiple things is going to be a learning process for the human brain. But then you're also going to have the ability to shut it off and go into like a video game, like looking at a monitor, like a 360-degree monitor.
I got one more ask, and I promise I'm done. I would really love to see if the AI could figure this one out. Jeffrey Epstein's client list.
Oh, there you go.
if we could solve this crime right now with this artificial intelligence, I'd be very happy.
What if we do it and it's just like Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, the list?
Yeah, Kevin
That'd be pretty
Spacey, Chris Tucker, who else?
Look at
Jean-Luc Bernet.
Putin sitting on a throne of skulls.
my.
Had no problem doing that.
Yeah.
Pretty
All right, let's do.
hardcore.
It's actually nice art.
Jeffrey Epstein's
is.
client list.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here we go. Can this thing see into the future?
Can we be our modern day Scooby-Doo and solve this real
We
life
solved
crisis?
the mystery, gang. How? We put it into an AI generator and it made a list for us. That proves it. All right.
Well, the
it's,
information's out there. It's just being denied to everyone.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
maybe the AI has the access to the DOJ's, files, and they could release the information.
Hey,
Who's on the upper
look,
one?
Upper right. Who's that?
Is that
Zoom in.
Hold on.
Ooh.
Can you zoom in? Okay, here we go.
Look like
All right,
demons.
that looks like Bill Clinton right there.
Here's Okunio Met.
We got him.
Metu.
Oh, we got him. I don't
Here's
think this
one.
counts as evidence in court.
That's all of his,
Erettle.
that's all the possibilities how he really looks right now after all the plastic surgery.
It's like when you read in a dream, that's what the letters look
Yeah.
like. At least for me, they do. They look like swirling shapes like that. That's so weird.
You all know who you are.
Is our brain just a neural net? Just trying to piece together information as unchaotically as possible?
I don't know, man.
Seems likely.
I mean, obviously.
Jack Posobiec talked about this with the AI. There's a website where it's like, this person is not real. Have you ever seen that? You load it and auto generates a fake face. And he said, if you keep doing it, the demons start peeking in.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, what does that mean? He's like, don't do it, don't do it. So we start doing it, loading this thing, and it's just showing random faces. And they're like kind of off. But eventually, if you do it too many times, you start getting weird, like black hole eyes, like peeking around the corners and just really creepy stuff. Yeah, dude, super creepy. This is Shaggy Rogers. Shaggy Rogers, there you go.
Oh,
That
that
beautiful
guy's
man.
Peter Pan.
His eyes are so blue.
Yeah,
Huh.
is that what Shaggy looks like in real life? Is that what Shaggy
You
is?
could only be so lucky. Look at that hat.
Backstreet Boy.
It's like a Luigi hat.
Velma Dinkley. Wait, Dinkley. That's her last name, right?
That's
Yes.
who-
But not gay.
I wonder if it can handle negatives
It
like
won't
that.
be able to
Not
find it.
gay.
Yeah, I don't know if do you think the AI can handle like a weird phrase like that? That's like
She'll be dressed like Daphne. Watch.
dressed like
I
Daphne.
don't know.
That's the biggest news of the week. I hope everybody realizes that not only is Velma gay, but they made Velma and Shaggy black.
Oh, I rewatched a bunch of old Scooby-Doo last night, at least a little bit. For sure, Scooby and Shaggy are high as hell. They constantly have the munchies. That the whole show is about them eating like sandwiches and
He's
like
eating dog food.
constantly hungry. Yeah.
So
See, she's dressed nice.
look at this. That's kind of scary.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, what is that?
She looks like she's 12 years old.
Wow,
She
that's
has
so
some
weird.
biceps.
Don't like that.
Let's try and do like what do you think we can have it generate that would be like serious, legitimate, and interesting? Like
Alex Jones on a unicorn.
Okay, well that's kind of weird, but I'll do it anyway.
Oh, Atlantis, the lost city of Atlantis. What did?
Yeah, let's do that.
I got that one from
Can
the
you
chat.
ask it questions? What did Atlantis look like? Or
We're treating it like an
just write
oracle.
the lost
yeah,
city?
we are. Yeah.
It's literally just like a machine smashing things together, and
And we're like, give us
how
the
about this, you
answers.
guys? Chat or super chat. Like, what's the most profound, interesting thing we could generate that would make us go like, oh, you know? I don't know, because we're doing silly, stupid nonsense.
And I wonder if typing lost
someone did
city,
say Alex Jones on a unicorn. in
I
the
do want to
chat.
see Alex across my mind.
I'm just saying.
So I'm
This is what happens when Bill comes in and he's like, "There's an AI generator. It works," and we're like, "All right, the whole show is now this."
Bill Gates
this.
pregnant, demons. People
Bill
are
Gates
saying.
pregnant.
Fauci, Wuhan lab. People are saying.
Here we go. Okay, Anthony Fauci
anything that's cool looking.
in Wuhan Virology Lab. There we go.
Atlantis, dude.
Atlantis looked really
Atlantis was cool.
cool.
I go to
Someone
Hugging
wrote.
Face.
Someone wrote poop balls.
No.
Nightmare
Yeah,
fuel.
we're good.
Alien life.
I think some of these generators don't allow NSFW as well.
Not safe for work.
Oh, yeah.
When I go to huggingface.co, is there another button I gotta push to go to the?
I don't even know. I've
Google
never-
search it. Google search Stable Diffusion.
I actually haven't used this one before.
Anthony Fauci in Wuhan Virology Lab. What if it just shows us like an actual photo?
Here he
There you
is.
go.
Oh
Wow,
my
that's
gosh.
amazing.
Leaked.
These
It's-
people do not look
Look at
good.
this. No, but here's the crazy thing: is it actually just shows like Chinese people working in a lab with Anthony Fauci.
Look at their faces, though.
They're like these are just actual pictures we got for you.
Right? Yeah.
Go to the AI for this one.
These are real, actually.
Oh, look at her face.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's what happens when you're exposed to the viruses in these labs.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I
that
mean?
makes sense. Check
All right,
this out.
what other one? Someone said Ian Shaftcam. I don't know what that is.
I don't know if that one's gonna fly.
Say without W.
Alex Jones on a unicorn.
Yeah, people are
on a unicorn
demanding
or
it.
riding a unicorn.
On a unicorn.
All right, on. Here we go. People are demanding it.
Yeah, I'm seeing it in the chat.
People have spoken.
Dude, their stock is rising. So is there a company behind this, or is
Yeah, I think so.
is that Stability?
Well,
AI?
Stable Diffusion is a model. Hugging Face basically embedded this model into their site. So Hugging Face didn't make Stable Diffusion. I think Stability AI did.
Oh, awesome.
But it's open, so anyone can embed it in their site. Like you could embed. We're thinking of having this auto-generate avatars by default on Minds for
Look
people
at-
for people who don't have avatars.
Excellent.
Just, yeah.
What is
or
this?
based on your current trending
on
stuff
earth?
that you've been evolving, it'll change it
AVI.
daily or something.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Here's one. American flags.
Is that
Someone
This guy looks like
Oh, that's
Channing.
a cute little one.
is that
like,
a
what's his name?
person's head by that unicorn?
Like
God before humans.
huh.
God before humans. It's going to create like an archetypal or like a stereotypical, religious image.
what about if you type in Satan was the good guy? I'm gonna do that on my personal computer.
Yeah, see what you come up with.
Satan was the good guy.
Yeah, I wonder if they can fathom that.
It's an AI. It's like I don't know. You can probably put it. I could probably put like orange car jet. Yeah, look. What is this?
wow.
What is this thing?
This is interesting.
Wow.
It
we only
says
get 3.
Obito.
It's Moloch.
The Todd, Ten Fie Mfordm Amla Tovain. I'm not going to finish reading.
That's
this. What
the
if
kind
it's
What
like
of
does
stuff
it
that demons
spell?
say to
Yeah,
you,
I
yeah.
don't like that.
Yeah, it's like
no good.
speaking demon.
It's not good.
All right, what else is someone? The Edge of the Universe.
Biblically accurate angel.
Someone wrote.
Biblically accurate angel.
Yeah.
Is it going to be
Scary
like?
as heck.
It's going to be a picture of like a spaceship.
Something like that. Maybe. I don't
Someone
know.
asked for Alex Jones gorilla.
Alex Jones as a gorilla.
Yeah.
He already has one.
That we can do that.
I wonder
one.
if it does a different render every time with the same sentence. If it'll change.
It does different.
Or
do
the best
different.
president of the United States. Someone just said that as well.
Oh yeah, people are saying you can download the Stable Diffusion AI and just do it on your own computer.
Yep.
That
There
is
you go.
So powerful.
Biblically
These are
accurate
biblically
angel, and it's like
accurate.
not biblically accurate.
Not at all. Boo.
All right. Alex Jones as a gorilla.
Lydia, those aren't like the angels that you've seen?
No, it's
No.
not like the angels I've seen.
Yeah.
Those ones are scary. There's a reason they say "do not be afraid" when they first introduce themselves to humans. Alex Jones
Oh,
is
it's
a
because
gorilla.
what do they look like? They're giant serpent monsters or something?
They have like 8 wings. They have like 10 faces. They have like a million eyes.
Nice.
It's really horrifying sounding. Yes, they're not like the fluffy little fat angels you see in paintings.
They're like, smoke this.
Oh,
Don't
snap.
panic.
It's Alex Jones.
It's just a gorilla,
Yeah, but it's Alex
and it
Jones.
only
He's
made
in
2,
there.
huh?
He's
Huh.
under.
All right, let's see. Ask the AI for the meaning of life. Anderson Cooper eating sponge cake. Well, I don't know about that one.
No thanks.
Ian on the couch after the apocalypse.
Oh,
It doesn't know me yet.
Donald Trump fighting necromorphs from dead space.
this is the best one
All
so
right.
far.
What if it like nails it perfectly? Here we go. Donald Trump fighting necromorphs from dead space.
I just want to see Dead Space. That sounds cool.
It's a game. They're just releasing a new Dead Space,
Oh,
actually.
interesting.
Yeah. It's like creepy, right? It's like you go on like an abandoned ship.
I think so, yeah. Derelict.
Let's do one of Elon after.
Oh, yeah. Good one.
Oh, look at
Ooh,
this.
Look at that.
I don't know what's going on, but all
Ha,
right.
it's awesome.
Wow. Talk about
Here.
you just make a
Elon
superhero
Musk
comic.
buying
Elon
Twitter.
Musk
You
as
can
the Doom guy.
And should write a comic, have this thing auto-generate the art for you.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Start just a new genre of art, man.
So wait, these images it generates are yours to use? For real?
Yeah.
So when we do news stories, we can just be like,
I think it depends on the specific model, but
It'd probably freak people out.
I'm pretty sure that you have the rights.
if they're so
Scroll down. Does it say anything like a little
I'll-
bit below? Yeah, I think it should say license.
license.
There, yeah, read it.
Creative ML open.
See that every model has
claim
their
no
own different-
rights.
It says
You-
no rights.
Oh, look at this.
what is that?
What the is
What
that?
was the prompt here?
Elon Musk as the Doom guy.
Oh.
That's creepy.
Wow.
Elon Musk buying Twitter.
I don't like that.
Come on. You can do it. There we go.
Wait, while we're waiting, let's actually read the license. I want to see what you actually have the ability to do.
Forbids you from sharing any content that violates any laws, blah,
Okay.
blah, blah.
You're free to
They claim
use
no
them.
rights. You're free to use them as and are accountable for their use.
There you go.
This just spawned
That's
a
huge.
genre. This is amazing.
So now for all of our news articles, when it's like Joe Biden does something, we'll type in and just use it. Pulse. Look at this.
Pulse.
Pulse. Pulsels.
Puzzles.
Look at this. I love how there's always like for some reason 2 of them. Like Elon's interviewing Elon.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
Munra
like the persona.
Maksmitara.
They do like the persona of Elon and Elon himself. I wonder if that's what the AI is doing.
I would say that we'd use this for like Timcast thumbnails, but they're so creepy. I think it
Terrifying.
would terrify people and they wouldn't want to share them.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'd prefer not to use the nightmare images for my news
I
articles.
Melting
typed in Bill
faces.
Gates with sexy body. It did not satisfy.
wow.
It's not. I don't know
not
if there's
good.
any. I mean, it shows his body full on. It's not sexy.
No, no.
But I mean,
But
it's
it's
not
just
horrible.
crazy. This is brand new. I mean, this came out like in the last couple months. It's so this is just the beginning. I mean, within a year, it's going to be.
Someone's going to release
Next
like
level.
150 comics in like 2 weeks because they're going to have all this art done for them.
Elon Musk returning to his home planet. Come on. Oh, I know. I've got it. I know what we're gonna do after this one. Hope you guys are ready.
You're not
Let's
going to
see.
reveal it.
And then we'll grab the super chat ones because this is the weirdest. When we get addicted to these things. Last time we did this, same thing happened. It's just too funny. Like you want to see more. Like I want to know what the machine can do. Elon Musk returning to his home planet. Here we go.
Yes, I like that.
It's with the parachute. Okay, here we go.
I like the spaceship one in the bottom right.
Yeah, that's great.
Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and what I spelled Zuckerberg really wrong. Zuckerberg and who else do we got in there? We got Bezos, we got Bill Gates, and Bill Gates fused into one person.
Why would we do that?
It's the triumvirate.
Okay.
It's the
Three-headed
Gates.
snake.
It's
The in the future you'll be asking permission of Berserker Gates, the triumvirate.
Dude, the admins on Hugging Face are going, what is happening right now? Devs have got like red alert in their Slack channel. They're like, yo, wake up. We got.
Hugging face.
Ready? Oh, it's just a tall guy. Okay.
It does kind of look like Zucker and Gates somehow. Like it
And
does.
he's in a-
There's no.
and they're in a
It's an
warehouse.
Amazon factory.
warehouse.
Yeah.
This is like
Amazon.
the most eerily accurate image yet so far. There's no face, but it's kind of like, oh, that's scary.
Didn't even try the face.
Yeah. So how about we actually talk
I think
about
there
news or
will be
something?
certain models that can generate like
Ben Shapiro playing tennis.
nightmarish stuff that
Some-
will feel more.
Like cartoons. They could do cartoon
yeah, there'll be
imagery.
cartoon specific.
There'll
stuff,
be influencers that are totally AI generated that are not real.
They
That will
tried
have-
that.
Yeah, and they will do it if they haven't done it already.
Geez, I was
I mean,
watching
you could have a whole
gameplay.
army of them working for you.
Exactly, or influencing social media for a particular cause. Just like bots and
Yeah, I was-
sock puppet accounts.
I was watching gameplay footage last night, and I watched some Japanese game, and all these like anime avatars. Instead of people streaming their face, it was a bunch of cartoon anime avatars over top of like filters. So I can see AI building those.
Ben Shapiro playing tennis.
That's a good one.
Ben Shapiro angry after losing tennis match. All right.
Why is he wearing a kilt? That was cool.
Was he wearing a
Okay.
kilt?
Yeah, it was like a red skirt.
Oh, I got a good one after this. Jordan Peterson playing bagpipes.
That's good.
I just want to see it, man. One time.
Just one time.
Just got to see it.
Somebody said AI self-portrait, which would be really cool.
Oh.
See what it
What
thinks
do
of
you look
itself.
Let's see
like?
that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Picasso, tell us.
All right, here we go.
Lori Lightfoot and Beetlejuice.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Shapiro angry after losing tennis match.
Ah.
Well, there you go.
pretty accurate.
Oh, yeah, this looks right.
Image of your
Stuff.
dream.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
my.
it does really well with non-people. Like I typed in psychedelic space mushroom. I have a feeling it's going to be really beautiful, bizarre,
Or just weird.
not freakish.
What if we like ask the AI like your deepest desire and it shows an image of just like dead humans everywhere? We'd be like, maybe we should turn it off.
They'll just start playing the Terminator.
Yeah.
It's just a picture of what is it? 2000?
T1000.
T1000.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's going. Image of your dream. What's it gonna look like?
Oh,
What? It just made a
Boring.
Y cup dream.
cop out.
Your dream.
Your
yeah.
dream.
One more. What do we got?
artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
AI self portrait.
Yeah, psychedelic space mushroom, super cool.
Psychedelic space mushroom.
Yeah, it's just weird looking, colorful art.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
That's nice.
Sure is, yeah.
Dude, the internet's so interesting that it can source data so quickly, like people's faces.
So, but how do they do this? Is it like it preloaded tons of images already, like going up to a certain year, and then it, whoa, look at that. So I hope this one's okay. This one is the creepiest.
Christopher Walken.
What on earth?
What is that? Welcome to the future, ladies and gentlemen. It
Ah.
is creepy.
Don't like it.
Very much like a dream.
All right, man. Well, you know what we should do? Let's now that we've spent 40 minutes talking about this, that was fun.
We just done.
Let's we got to talk about this with Matt Walsh blog. We have this tweet from Nuance Bro, and he says, "This is how you do it, folks." All right, so let me give you some backstory. These Media Matters types are digging up old comments and videos from Matt Walsh when he had like a radio show when he was younger. They're taking them out of context and trying to smear and defame Matt Walsh. And it's stupid. There was one video they shared where it's Matt Walsh and his friend joking about burning a book and being Nazis or whatever. But it was funny because they couldn't get the lighters to work, and they were like, just wait until rednecks figure out fire. And they're like trying to light a book on fire. It was funny. So in response to the smear campaign against Matt Walsh, he responded by saying this.
So here's my official answer for the record. Kiss my ass. I do not apologize. In fact, by all rights, you sick freaks should be the ones apologizing to me for lying and defaming me, and doing it all because I'm trying to prevent you from sexually mutilating children. You damned monsters. You child-abusing psychopaths. I wouldn't apologize to you soulless parasites if I had a gun to my head.
Oh, man, dude.
Instead, I'd rather just tell you all to piss off. I apologize for nothing. I concede nothing. I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob of degenerate morons. You know, the secret they never say out loud is that nobody is truly canceled unless they consent to it.
Correct.
And they willingly play their assigned roles. Well, I do not consent. And I'm not going to play the game. I'm not going anywhere.
That was absolutely amazing, and that's how it's done. That's how you do it, folks, says Nuance Bro, and that's it right there.
I don't like the name calling though. I like Matt a lot, but calling people like insults is just inflaming. I think it's just inflaming. If he really wants to lower tension, I mean, if he wants to.
These are people who have intentionally taken audio from him out of context and then lied about him to try and cause damage to his work when he's trying to help kids.
When he said that I'm trying to stop you from mutilating children, I get that because he is. But when he calls them like gratuitously morons and things like that, I don't know. It's just
I can understand not wanting to insult someone in a general context of a political argument, but this is different. These are people who are acting outside the bounds of morality and ethics. They are seeking to manipulate and lie to people for political power.
What would
so
you
he's
say?
calling him out.
Yeah, what would you say? What would be your response? So you're Matt Walsh. You're remaking this video. Go.
I would have taken one of the
Go.
people.
No. Go. You're on right now.
I'd be
Camera's on.
talking to an individual. I would say their name and directly talk to them as if they were sitting in front of me, and tell them what I would tell them if they were sitting here.
So they're organizations.
Well, I would pick a person and talk right to that person.
But
you should make videos and talk to Joe Biden.
An organization published a video. Who do you respond to?
The CEO.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so what would you say?
Mr. Poopy Pants.
First, you got to figure out who said it. I mean, if it's, what is it? Like, who's the organization? I don't know the specifics, but I would talk to an individual. That's a big part of it, is you name them, you talk to them as if they're there.
Ian.
They listen and they hear that and they're like, okay, he's actually talking to me. Now I'm starting to understand.
There was someone who came to one of our events and lied. And a leftist, smear merchant, and lied. And so I politely responded on Twitter with like, hey, this thing you're saying didn't actually happen. I hope we can resolve this. And they responded with something like, I hope a bird craps on your face. And so I went, okay, I guess. I was at an event, a political event, and the person who founded this organization was on stage. And so I asked, hey, you say that your organization is engaged in truth-telling and fact-checking. When one of your reporters posted verifiably false statements about me and I asked for a correction politely, they said they wished a bird would crap on my face, and he says, whatever, ignored me and walked off.
Then you got to go to the individual that said they want the crap on your face and talk directly to them in a video by name.
Ian,
that's how you do it. You confront people, and they love the drama. The crowd loves the drama too.
This is why people like what Matt Walsh did, because the problem we face in the culture war is that whatever this faction is constantly tries to be nice.
No, I would not be nice to the person. I would directly confront them. But them, an individual, that's how you get through them. This is my point.
They are burning down pregnancy centers. They're firebombing them and then lying about what the pregnancy centers do. They are lying about Matt Walsh. And for the longest time, you get people like, with all due respect, when we had, why am I forgetting it? Rick Santorum on the show. And he's like, no, we got to play by the rules. And I'm like, yo, they're burning down buildings. And we're not even saying do that. We're saying the law enforcement should be dealing with it. But at the very least, we don't just say, I'm so sorry. Let's be nice to them. We say these are evil, awful people who are burning down buildings. What they were trying to do with Matt Walsh was accuse him of being a child abuser because of out of context comments from 15 years ago.
Who is it? Is it just text comments that were insulting him?
He was on a radio show and he said something like, throughout history, women got pregnant at much younger ages. And now, in today's day and age, they're saying it's a mistake if women do, but that's only because we decided that. I don't know the full context. I just know that they're taking these things out of context, which is why he said outright, you are lying to defame me, and I will not apologize to you for it. So, look, we constantly have people saying like, hey, why don't we invite this person to come on the show? Question, how come none of the prominent leftists will come on the show and sit down and have a conversation? Some will, but they tend to have smaller followings. They're trying to establish themselves. But for the most part, they don't. And then what happens when we do have some of these people on, they smack the microphone and freak out and get angry.
Yeah, I make videos to those people directly with their name, and I look at the camera while I'm talking to them, and you can humiliate them to their face via video, and everyone gets to watch.
It doesn't do anything.
It does a lot. I used to do it it's pretty aggro, but you can definitely shake someone by doing that to them.
So you have people who make videos and comment on that all day and night. Matt Walsh came out and said he smacked him back. He made it personal. And people are happy that he did because people are sick. This is why people voted for Trump. Because for the longest time, you get people, again, I appreciate Rick Santorum coming on, but his attitude of being very deferential and saying, we're the ones who are going to play by the rules. It's like, okay, if you're playing a game Monopoly and the person sitting across the table is literally cheating in front of you and you're like, well, you're cheating. And they go, and? Are you going to keep playing? I guess we better play by the rules. Okay, they're not, but you sit there anyway? It makes no sense. So this is where he's finally saying, this is the sentiment that people have been feeling for a long time. I don't care anymore. You don't matter to me. You people are awful. You are sick. They killed people in the summer of love. They burned down buildings. What they're doing to kids, it's just all abhorrent. And I'm very, very happy today that when I see this stuff, I know that I don't have to fear them. And Matt Walsh doing this, providing this statement saying, I would not apologize to you parasites if there was a gun to my head, showing how successful that is. That he can do that we don't have to bend the knee to a psychopathic cult. It is freeing. That we're not trying to be mean. We're trying to be nice. We're trying to solve problems, and we're trying to find a path forward. And what do we get instead? Bricks through the window, lies, manipulations, and a refusal to have a conversation. They stop Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stop Ann Coulter from doing it. They spray painted a death threat to liberals when Milo Yiannopoulos tried to speak at an event. Where are the conservatives burning down universities? Not happening. So at a certain point, there is a group of people saying, you know what? We don't want what they're doing. We don't want violence. We don't want retaliation, but you don't matter to us anymore at all.
I don't know. Matt definitely seems concerned. If they didn't matter to him, he wouldn't have responded.
So Matt doesn't talk about this very often, but I am sure that his entire family, all 6 of his children, 2 of them unborn, and his poor wife are undoubtedly under constant threat from these absolute soulless monsters. These are people who will stop at nothing. They will come to your house, they will break your windows, they will insult you. If you go to try to defend yourself, they will get you arrested. They will call the cops on you. They will use the state against you. They arrested something like 11 old pro-life protesters just for the crime of being at a pro-life protest. They will use everything in the books. Their game is power. They talk about it all the time because it's what they're going for. And they accuse the right of wanting it because it's what they want more than anything else. And when they have power, they will not give you anything back. They don't care about your freedom of speech.
And all he did was insult them.
Right.
There was a riot on January 20th, 2017, where, I mean, you were there, right, Luke? We were both. Yeah, that's right. I got arrested. You got away.
Yep. There's a huge line of riot cops. I pushed right through them and
so
got pepper sprayed right in the face.
They were forming a line, and so I flanked left to try and get away out of the rioters. Luke went forward, and then the cops boxed in the left area, and then all the rioters surrounded me. But I ended up getting out because I had a press credential. These people, not only did they have the charges dropped after they were smashing windows and setting fire to vehicles. They destroyed the livelihood of an immigrant who had leased a limo to do it
Right.
to run a company as a driver. They set his limo on fire. The cops were unable to do anything about it. These people got arrested, and then after they were released and the charges were dropped, they filed a lawsuit against the city and won, and the city paid them money. And that's what we've been dealing with for what, a decade now? So for the longest time, you don't see, there is a 0% probability that Matt Walsh's followers storm a university to shut down these speakers. And that's actually really funny because Matt says, I'm trying to stop you from harming kids, and they won't even protest, to a certain degree. Obviously, there are people that are going out and protesting. What I'm saying is, on the scale that the left is engaged in this level of violence, the right goes nowhere near. And all we're getting is Matt Walsh being like, you are sick degenerates. And you are saying like, oh, that's bad, he shouldn't do that. Okay, well, I can certainly understand why you'd feel that way, but you should understand why people are like, they burned down a building and we've insulted them, and you're mad at Matt Walsh.
If you want to disperse a mob, you got to shake one individual up psychologically. Yelling expletives at the crowd doesn't fix the problem, which is the mob is insane.
And this is the point.
You take one of them, you make an example out of them by basically humiliating them in front of the crowd, and the crowd's like, oh, I don't want to be associated.
When they refuse to come on these shows and have conversations?
No, you make an internet video directly to you.
Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, but Ian, you're sort of saying like, don't be mean, but then be mean.
I'm not saying don't be mean.
It's not just that. It's like you're saying scream into the wind.
No, you make an internet video. Especially you right now. You make an internet video talking to something like Joe Biden.
Watch the videos.
300. Oh, you don't know that, dude.
I do
they
know
do.
it.
If someone hears their name on the internet, they're going to that video.
What they do, and this is like the perfect example, is the Young Turks. Instead of actually watching the segment, or maybe they do, they just watch a clip from some propaganda channel, or at the very least, they watch it and then lie about it. Like every single time the Young Turks has done a segment about something I've said, they've lied about what the context of the conversation was. For example, we had a conversation recently where I said something to the effect of, I'm sure most women are happy to have careers and engage in work. I'm sure some of them, however, probably end up regretting it, wishing they had families. And what they did was they took that, twisted it, and claimed I thought I was saying something like women just want to be wives and have babies, which is not what I said.
Didn't Cenk like approach you one time,
screaming at me and
what was
lunacy?
Why?
Nuts. They made a smear piece about Dave Rubin, and they put my name front and center for some reason. And I saw Cenk at Politicon. I was like, hey man, how's it going? I was trying to get in touch with you. I've been messaging you. You didn't respond. But you guys put up a video that like it was about Dave Rubin or something, but my name was on it. So I was just hoping I could ask you like just in the future not to do that. And then he just started screaming, "You're a Trump supporter!" And this was in like 2017 or something. Just started screaming at me. I don't even remember what he was saying at the time. And I was like, "Why are you yelling at me?" And then a bunch of journalists ran up and started filming, and they're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I have no idea." I was like, "Dude, when nuts started screaming at me." These people have lost their minds, dude. I've known Cenk for a long time. I remember seeing him at VidCon and being like, hey, how's it going? Shaking his hand. I've been in a show a couple times. And then one day I go up to him and I'm like, hey, you guys did like, they were making fun of Dave Rubin or something. And they used a report that had Tim Pool in their thumbnail, like right in the middle. And I messaged Cenk. I was like, hey, man, I was like, you made a video and it's got my name on it, but it's about Dave Rubin. I'm just, he ignored me. I messaged Anna, who I also have known for a long time, and they ignored me. And then now they just make weird smear pieces. Like, there's no point in trying to have a conversation with people who will never come and have a conversation.
Well, I think there's a point in trying. And eventually, you can get through it. Just because you guys are talking, like right now what's happening is you're talking past each other. You talk about them. They talk about you.
I message them politely.
But I'm talking about internet video communicate. There used to be video responses on YouTube. The whole point was you make a video to someone, then they answer you back and talk to you. There's communication. People get to listen and watch. And then they start to mimic the behavior.
Yeah, why do you think YouTube removed video responses?
Because Google bought it and they don't understand social networking.
Well,
that's how Ian and I first met. I did a video response to Ian. That's how we first met.
Look, man, knowing these people for like a decade, and then one day Ian screaming in my face in public, and my response to that is still consistently to politely invite him for a conversation.
You said Ian. Cenk?
Cenk, sorry.
I wouldn't do that to you, baby. Unless you're like far away and I need you to hear me.
That'll be in 5 years.
Knowing this guy for as long as I have, having polite conversations, appearing on his show on more than one occasion, then one day, abruptly and for no reason, he starts screaming in my face in public. I made a video about it. I'm like, I have no idea what happened. I have no idea why he's screaming at me. I'm not Alex Jones. I don't have any beef with him. I've never argued with him before. I've never had a negative word about him. He just started screaming at me in public. cameras everywhere. They're filming it. And I'm like, what's happening? I was like, why are you yelling at me? And then even after that, I still politely say, we'd love to have you on the show at any time. We'll cover all costs. I know you run.
That's a great position.
But they will never do it. Never. Because they are not genuine people. This is why when Matt Walsh says you are degenerate morons, people are cheering for it. Because for too long, we have tried to politely just be like, can we please talk and resolve this? And they say, no, we're going to burn your city down. We're going to beat your elderly. We're going to try and kill Kyle Rittenhouse.
You're talking about a lot of different people, though.
I'm talking about all of these people aligned with this movement, this cult, this ideology for whatever reason. And there's various subcultures within it. But for some reason, all of them refuse to have a conversation. A small handful will have a conversation. Jimmy Dore, who's basically an outright socialist, is called far right. It's nonsensical cult meaninglessness.
I wonder if he's changed because he actually spat in Alex's face on one interview,
Yep.
and then
We were there.
Have
Me
they
and Tim were
resolved
there.
that? Like that was absurd.
And he was there with Cenk.
Cenk.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
the same event.
So
No.
yes,
Yeah.
The Young Turks were doing this sit down at, was it the RNC,
The
right?
RNC in Cleveland.
And Alex came up laughing and talking to them while they were doing their thing, and they got mad. Jimmy spit on Alex. We were standing right there. It was crazy.
They're like, what the hell's going on here?
So look, I can understand.
But now Jimmy actually supports free speech, which is great.
Well, he's always supported free speech.
Yeah, but like then
Having a
that seems
personal-
like obscene behavior.
Sure. Look, I think what Jimmy did in that context was wrong. But I think there's a difference between someone coming and interrupting your live shot so you're having a personal beef with them and whether or not you support free speech. Like, I don't think it's inherently free speech that someone walks up to you during your show and starts trying to interrupt it. You know what I mean? That's a different question. But sure, Jimmy should not have got baited and spat him or whatever. I think Jimmy has consistently called out the establishment, the Democrats, and what he encounters is all of a sudden people are blindly marching in lockstep behind them. And he's like, since when? Since when have we supported this machine, this corporate Democrat machine? And they're like, you're right wing. And he's like, what?
I did see a segment of Anna and Cenk, pushing back against the defund the police. So it's not all one group.
No.
This
This is funny though. You're right. They recently, and I gave them credit for it, came out saying defund the police is stupid. But they very heavily supported it. So
yeah, there were tweets. I saw certain tweets. Yeah.
Right. A bunch of tweets came out. And so people were like, they supported this. Now look.
Change your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, that good on them. But the issue is, it's politically expedient. Defund the police has become unpopular. They're following the polls. That's it. If anything, I have all the reason in the world to just keep doubling down and being like, Trump's the best. Instead, I'm like, I don't know, man. I think Ron DeSantis maybe.
Dude,
and then later,
why is Trump saying death penalty for drug dealers?
Right.
That
Wrong.
is insane. Why? Like, just don't.
So but we can break this down. First, I disagree with the death penalty outright. Second, however, most people interpret that as specifically having to do with traffickers of like heroin and opioids and things like that.
Or if you're lacing stuff with fentanyl.
Right. Not like someone slinging pot. And the other argument is that when it comes to those things, these people have killed dozens, hundreds or more. So,
But be specific. Like,
Right.
don't make statements like that. You have to be targeted in your language.
no, and that's Trump.
Yeah,
That's
it's just,
right.
It's
So that's why, when I look at, there's some tweets right now. Someone tweeted at me, Will Chamberlain. It was an amazing show we had here with a handful of people. And, Will Chamberlain said something like he actually thinks the Fed is good. And then everyone else goes like, no. Like, it's like the most shockingly offensive thing you can say to anybody in this room. But Will's great. We love having Will on the show, even though we completely disagree on that. And then we have Eliyahu, who reports for Timcast, and he's talking about how he supports military intervention because he wants a monopolar world with the U.S. at charge. And we got really into it. I was yelling. I had to apologize, and but we think he's fantastic. We disagree to the point where we were like really angry, and I was like, I was pissed. But I think he does an amazing job, and I think we're glad to have those conversations. But there's that group of people that claim to be the left. They will not come on. They will not talk. And for some reason, their opinions flow with the wind, is however the polls are suggesting. It's amazing how that
And whatever
works.
is the popular group think. I mean, we even disagree. We have debates on this show, and iron sharpens iron. It's great to have those conversations. It's great to challenge yourself. It's great to actually question things instead of just like, hey, this is what people want me to say. I'm just going to say it because I want to be liked. And that's where a lot of these people come from. This is kind of group herd sheep mentality. And this is why you never never bend the knee to the pitchfork mob. This is why you never acquiesce to what everyone in the status quo is going along with, because if you're doing that, you're just degressing yourself when we should be challenging ourselves. We should be questioning ourselves. We should be, of course, always going up to authority and saying, not today, you SOB, because you deserve some accountability, some transparency, and you deserve to be questioned outright with what you're doing with the power that you have. Power should always be challenged. These people are just trying to get as much as they can for themselves and truly screwing everyone and giving a disservice not only to their audience, but also to themselves by doing this. So question everything, and this is why I liked what I saw with Matt Walsh, because it comes from that energy. Like, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. I'm not going to say 2 + 2 = 5. And this is why a lot of people seeing this from Matt Walsh today, I don't agree with everything that Matt has to say or think, but when he came out with this message, it was a resounding F you to anyone in the establishment, anyone trying to control him, and that's something that I want to see more of.
I think the never apologize idea is generally true, assuming like never apologize, for your principles. Never go back against your principles. But the idea of never apologizing is a blanket statement. It makes no sense. Like, you should apologize when you want to apologize, and your core principles tell you that that's the appropriate thing to do.
I loved when he was just like, by all accounts, you should be apologizing to me.
Yeah. So he acknowledges that apologies are needed sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, you know what, man? I think he hit a home run, and the more to the point is, you have people who go on Twitter who lie, trying to get people fired from their jobs. This was one of those circumstances. A lot of people have, come out and been like, I'm so sorry, you're angry with me, and they still lose their jobs. Matt Walsh, hey, look, the Daily Wire is not going to fire Matt Walsh over this. They're going to be laughing about it. And he gets the opportunity to come out and say this. By doing so, it is a stake in the heart of the cancel culture mob.
I don't think it's a home run, but I do think he bunted with a guy on third who made it home and scored a run, but he got thrown out at first. So, they're still down by 1 run.
Very specific rebuttal analogy.
Nice move. Maybe you could have got there faster, but I think he's, It was anger. It was an angry response, and anger is a very dangerous tool.
I'll accept that with another rebuttal analogy, that Matt Walsh is paving the way for more people to stand up against cancel culture. And if that means the runner on third made it home because of what he did, then I agree with you.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of good. And not everything has to be all good or all bad. I think that the fact that he's bringing attention to child mutilation of any kind is important. Like, if you're going to get a 13-year-old's boobs cut off and stitched up, we got to really consider what that means as a culture.
Yeah, and he is clearly trying to have the conversation with people he disagrees with. I mean, that's what his whole movie was doing. He was trying to find people to have, conversations and debate the issue. So he wants to have the debate, and he's willing to talk to anybody.
His delivery is the best. It's very just dry and very calm.
He's so dry.
I love when they said that when he was talking about the Little Mermaid. And he said that she should have a translucent face and look like a nightmare skeleton floating around the depths or whatever. And they're like LGBT Nation or whatever wrote that he was having a meltdown. And I'm just like, anybody who's ever watched Matt Walsh knows that that's not possible. His meltdown is just him going like this.
That was a meltdown. Yeah, that was his version.
It's him being like, I will not apologize to you, you morons. Like, it's like not particularly animated.
You will have to rip my heart from my body.
All right, we're going to go to Super Chats. If you haven't already, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the show with your friends, and become a member at timcast.com, because your membership keeps all of our journalists employed, keeps our shows up and running. And we're hearing a lot of really great things about the Cast Castle vlog. People are really, really loving it. Ian did an excellent job.
Oh, shout out to Wesley Goebel and Chris Poole for producing and writing that thing. And you too, as an executive producer. I love the direction that it's going.
It's ridiculous, fun nonsense. But it's still early. So you were mentioning the other day, like, you're trying to get sound quality improvements and all that stuff. You
shoot on different days, so you have different lighting schemes. So when you have like a portable lighting scheme, and sometimes we shoot at different times of day, so we'll get different lighting outside. You can balance that stuff out in post, or with the right technology sometimes.
We have a special guest coming next week to film, and I'm just so excited for the plot line of this. I hope it's executed right, because the jokes as they've been written are some of the funniest and most offensive things ever. It's going to be amazing. Maybe it's not the most offensive thing ever. It's just like it's designed to be, I don't know, edgy, I guess.
Yeah, I want to talk about edgy stuff in a compelling way that grandmas and 7-year-olds can enjoy.
I don't know about that.
That's my goal.
Not this one.
Bring levity to these
All
intense
right.
conversations so everyone can have them.
Let's grab some super chats. We got Frank Rizzo. He says, hey, Tim and crew, longtime listener and member, you should try to figure out how to broadcast on shortwave radio. The world will hear your show.
Oh.
Is that like local radio stations and stuff?
Is it? Yeah.
I think you can just get a device here.
I think it's like pirate radio, no?
I don't know about doing anything like that.
You got to get like an FCC bandwidth. Like you got to buy an area on the bandwidth. I know.
Probably worth it. Get on AM.
Shortwave.
Yeah, AM would be great.
Yeah.
All right. Enlighten me with Ronnie. I can't read the last part. Podcast says, hey, Tim, have a great chat. I've been up too late when you are live. First ever super chat. Really do appreciate that super chat. Scroats McGoats says, it's my birthday and I have no desire to celebrate. Feels like I'm watching the apocalypse play out right before my eyes. Well, one way to get ahead of all this, Bill, you got to take a lot of money, invest in a company that makes pods and cricket food. They are telling you these things. So it's just like, look, at the beginning of the pandemic, Trump's like, we're going to get a vaccine. If you invested in Moderna at that point, bought Moderna stock, it jumped like, 400% or something? Some ridiculous number?
Don't feed the beast. Don't give him your money. What are you doing?
That's not voting with your dollars,
That's
Tim.
unethical
I'm
and
saying
immoral.
invest in the pod companies,
No.
man. You'll get rich.
No.
A cricket farmer contacted me, said that it requires 1,500 pounds of corn and soy to feed 250 pounds of crickets. So you're getting, what is that, a 1 to 5?
So you're basically
turn?
eating corn and soy.
Yeah,
six
essentially.
Shocking.
Yeah,
Like 11%, but you're getting protein out of it.
And for the
Right.
person who just had their birthday, happy birthday, try to
Yes,
enjoy the little
enjoy
things
your
in life
year.
and not try to be overwhelmed by the world's burdens and enjoy the friends, the family, the people you have around you.
I'm just saying,
No, don't listen to
Build your own
Tim.
pod.
Don't do that.
It's got to be open source, these pods, because they're going to be tracking your biometrics.
All right. We'll try and grab some more super chats. Topher Studio says, I've been subscribed to Luke for over a year, but I won't watch his videos because of how clickbait the thumbnails are. It's not 2016. Make them serious, not silly clickbait. Love you, though.
You don't tell me what to do. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to make them more clickbaity. I'm going to use that AI tool right now and even make them worse off than you thought.
Oh my gosh.
Bob.
Daryl Line says, YouTube shenanigans again. Had to reload the stream 3 times to get audio to load. Yep. Funny how that works. Quispy Joe says, shaking my head, YouTube not notifying me again. I have video proof. Where do I send the link? I think it was shadow banned at timcast.com.
I don't remember.
I'll have to double check before we come back for next week, because we told people if they had evidence of this to send it to us, and we're going to go through it. Because if someone was suggesting if we can show a pattern of behavior, then there's a detriment. YouTube's not providing the proper release.
Well, at this point, because I heard you on your other stream, it's like, is it shadow ban or shadow banned? You should just do both. So.
Oh yeah, just copy them both.
Yeah.
Shadow ban, shadow bans, shadow banned.
There you go.
There we go.
Shadows banned.
Shadows banned. No, not that.
That'd be no.
Shadows banned. All right. Raymond G. Stanley Jr. says, Tim, after your sad AF 4 p.m., I stopped at Weiss. Clerk's eyes screamed out sadness. Me, thanks. Hope you are well. Him, I'm here. Me, at least you're alive. Breathing. Him, unfortunately, I felt bad for him.
Oh,
Wow.
ew.
What was your segment about?
23-year-old was euthanized in Belgium for being depressed.
Yeah. This is the person that was...
it was like she survived a terror attack, and so she said she had PTSD and wanted to die. And so they're like, okay. And then the family sat around her as they gave her the medication, and she smiled and then died.
Oh my God.
And that's what nightmares are.
Has
made
she
of.
been physically injured other than
Nope.
just the trauma?
Nope. She was on like 10 different medications.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, that's probably what's breaking her brain.
Maybe
You
that's
gotta-
the problem. Maybe all the medical interventions we have making the problems worse statistically aren't helping.
Yeah, maybe ignoring the problem for so long didn't actually solve it.
Maybe not focusing on health or diet or exercise or daily activities mattered.
All right. Pinochet's helicopter tour says, I've got 2 words for you. Let's go, Brandon. That's a good one.
Good work.
What do we got here? Oh, where are we at?
Let's
Daryl
switch-
Lyon says, Biden saved us from World War III just like he brought down gas prices.
Yeah.
Aha. Everybody is saying this. I know Don Diego says, guys, I think he was saying made in America. Like a maiden,
Yeah.
It was 2 words.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what that PolitiFact is going to do. It's going to be like, he did say 2 words, made in America. It was a reference to
Do AI art for the Made in America. See what she looks like.
Oh yeah. So what is this? You can download the program to your own computer. Someone was saying that. In
Yeah, there's
Super
probably
Chat.
different apps that can run the engine. Yeah.
Because then you don't got to worry about the queue or whatever. You can just
Yeah.
And like I'd be interested in trying to generate images for thumbnails. Like
Yeah.
if you can get one that's not scary or creepy, unless you wanted it to be. Oh, we should totally use that for Shane's new show.
Ooh, yeah,
Shane
that's a good
Cashman.
idea.
Yeah, man.
Great idea.
Because it naturally just makes everything look horrifying and nightmarish.
Even normal stuff.
Yeah, even normal stuff. So if there's like a story about an apple, it'll make it look creepy. There you go.
Yo, can we answer a few Superminds?
Made in America's.
Oh, you want to answer some? Yeah, I mean, if you want to shout out,
Yeah,
how to do
so
it.
guys, we just launched this new product. It's called Supermind. It's like Super Chat. It's half the fees. So, more of your money is going to Tim, the creator. You basically can go to minds.com/Timcast, click the Supermind button, ask Tim a question, and you don't pay unless he answers. So it's basically an offer. And if he answers, he can answer it on stream. He can answer it during the week.
Yeah.
You can do all these different types of responses. So there's some in there. It'd be cool to check
I'll
them.
jump over in a second.
All right,
I
cool.
do like. So here's the thing with super chats. People have already paid and they have comments, and we try to read as many as we can.
Right.
With super minds, you offer to pay, and if we don't read it, you don't pay.
Right.
I like
So,
that. That's neat.
there's a balance I try to do because I don't. Some people are like, why won't Tim read the big super chat? And I'm like,
Too many.
I do appreciate the big super chats. I do want to read as many as I can, but I also don't want people who can't afford to send tons of money to be cut out. And so we try to just read what we can.
Small ones are great. And the last thing I would say is that, like, for people, that's kind of the bad part about super chats. You don't necessarily get a response. So people who, money is tight these days. So to know that you're going to get a response from a creator is a big deal.
All right, Falcon Leisure says, Tim, this weekend you need to watch the movie Threads on YouTube. It is a British-made movie about what the aftermath of a nuclear war would be like. There's also a show on the BBC I've not yet watched called Years and Years, I think it's called. Have you heard of this?
No.
And it's like a show that was meant to, I guess, mock Trump or something. And it's like about a populist who wins and then starts advocating for immigrant genocide or something like that. I don't know. I gotta watch it, but it's something it's probably cringe, but I'm interested in watching. Threads, though, that sounds pretty cool.
1984 TV show.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Clef the Misfit says, think what happened to Dorsey with Twitter is like what happened to Trump in office. Staffed the organization with snakes and ideologues who hampered him instead of helped him. Perhaps, but Dorsey left Twitter and then came back. It was it Dick Costolo who was the CEO for a while? And then what did he do? He wrote Silicon Valley or something?
Was that a book?
No, the TV show on HBO.
Oh, no. Costello wrote that?
Yeah, I think he was involved in that.
I thought
Someone
that
Google
Mike
that.
Judge did.
Right. And I'm pretty sure
Costello? Really?
You want to look it up?
Yeah.
He's got some credit in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, they probably had all kinds of consultants from the Valley.
But I think he had like a
Oh,
significant
yeah.
one.
Writing for Silicon Valley. I don't
Yeah.
know what he did exactly.
him.
Writing for the show.
Oh, he's an ex-comedian. I didn't know
Right.
that.
And then he became the CEO of
It is
Twitter.
an accurate show, to be honest.
Dick
Yeah.
Costolo, improv comic in Chicago.
All right. Louis Aguilar says, hi, Lids. I'm here for the scandalous announcement. I wish you good things on your new production.
I don't think that I have a super scandalous announcement. I will just say goodbye like I always do for the last time, which is a little bit sad, but life goes on and it'll be good. Yeah.
This is it. This is your last show?
That's right. It's my last show. And
Well,
I'm
last show
training for
here.
replacement.
Last
And
show here.
You're actually, you have a new show, don't you, on Saturday mornings?
I don't have anything set in stone. We're still figuring it out, but we're going to be trying to make a difference in the culture as we go forward, and you guys can check it out later.
Right on.
Boom.
Aaron Tamiki says, bye, Linda. I'm going to miss you on the show. Since you are leaving, what was your favorite moment from the show, and who was your favorite guest?
Oh my gosh, my favorite guest was definitely Ed Calderon. He's fantastic. He used to be a cop down in Tijuana, and he has crazy stories. If you guys aren't familiar with him, you should check out Ed's Manifesto on Instagram. My favorite moment from the show that had me paralyzed was probably when RA smacked the microphone. That was scary for me. I was like, what is happening? What's going to happen next? So, yeah, probably a lot of people have in common, but it's really interesting moments like that.
He hung out. He hung out for a little bit afterwards. We invited him back.
Yeah, he felt bad about it afterwards.
Yeah, he apologized. We hugged it out. That's cool.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Luke.
Yeah, Luke had him.
Thanks.
All right.
What about Immortal Technique? He'd be cool to have on, right?
I'll ask
He's
him.
great.
I think he'll be great.
but
He'll
we
be awesome.
probably
I
have
love that
political
guy.
disagreements, right?
Probably.
cool.
But it'll be great to talk it out.
What
You
about
know?
him and Alex Jones?
They had a conversation before. So they met together and they had a video interview. I think, it's
I know what we
deleted,
need to do. we need to have this table set up with a person from each of the political quadrants on the political compass.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
I'll watch that one.
Have like the themed rooms with each color. Just have the same color. Of,
Well, we'll put mats of the colors.
Well, we did
blue, red, purple,
we
green.
did our test, right? And we're like almost opposite each other on the bottom left.
Center libertarian with Luke on the right quadrant,
Yeah.
1 point, and me on the left quadrant, 1 point.
Yeah, so we would be in that same kind of position, and Ian would be. Where would you be?
I'm
I
further
think a statist,
left. I'm not. I'm very. I kind of play that role, and I do have a kind of an authoritarian bent.
So
Sometimes,
yeah,
but I'm
you're
very
there, and then we
libertarian.
need like a super commie.
I mean, we could get real authoritarians on the show. That'd be interesting. I'm pretty far left relative to you guys. I was like halfway to the left and halfway to the bottom. Or like
All right.
halfway through that quadrant.
How do I want to answer a supermind,
Oh, yeah.
but I need to know. I don't have the URL to the stream.
No,
itself.
just type in answered on stream as a reply.
Okay. Answered on episode.
Yeah.
What are we? 632.
632.
Bam.
All right. In this supermind, this is from. Oh, I can't see the name of the user right now. Raymundo. Why do you think Elon has suddenly decided to go through with the Twitter deal at the original offer price after months of seemingly trying to get out of it? Do you think the deal goes through, and will Twitter actually change? So I have talked about this before. I think he did try to negotiate a price down. We were asking this before, like, why didn't he try to get a cheaper deal? He did. He tried getting 30% off. They said no. He tried saying, okay, what about 10? They said no. And then he finally said, okay, fine, we'll do it. My attitude is, I think there's an element of he's going to lose in court. I think there's also an element of when he said no to World War III and the bots bombarded his poll and favored war, he was probably just like, okay, I have to do this, net worth be damned.
But it was a reasonable argument that the bots are a high percentage of Twitter, and also the whistleblower came out, and it seems like nothing's really coming of the whistleblower saying that he was trying to get the bots taken care of. And
Who's the whistleblower?
their head of security, Twitter's head of security, came out and said that there's just all of these unacceptable practices.
He'd be a
at the
great
company.
guest on this
He
show.
would be a great
Do you
guest.
have it? We know
Yes.
what his name is off the top of your head?
If you just look up Twitter whistleblower, I forget his name.
All
So,
right.
did we confirm the supermind? Did the payment go through?
Oh,
No, I don't know. I just
yeah,
said
yeah.
it.
It went through.
That's
There,
awesome.
There's a bunch, and they're like, it's a lot of money. Some of these are like $120, $250.
We blew it up earlier to get people to do
Oh,
it.
right on.
Yeah.
So, all right, here we got one. Max Reddick with a super chat. He says,
Tim, your impersonation of Nancy Pelosi is hilarious. Please keep doing this. Also, we miss Seamus. Is she coming back?
at some point, I imagine.
I hope so.
Seamus who?
I don't know.
Who's that? I have no idea.
Is that like somebody's dog?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Good.
That's not who you're talking
Good
about.
one,
I
Ian.
know.
I like that,
No,
Ian.
I misspoke.
Rude.
I love you, Seamus.
Here we go.
I need you.
Dorktanian says, how are you sure that some Tesla employee in California isn't trying to make your death look like a traffic accident? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Tim,
Yep.
do you have enough notifications, bro?
Where?
29,000.
Oh, my gosh.
No, that's
Billion.
282,923 notifications.
Nice.
I wonder what they say.
You know, I got like people like I try and tell them like when it comes to having a lot of followers on social media platforms, you get notifications.
Yeah.
So
you
at a
gotta
certain
turn them off, yeah.
at a certain point, I just whatever. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's just
Can't
they're
answer.
there.
282,925. You know what's cool? I didn't know this, but we have like 300,000 subs on Rumble too. Timcast IRL, and so does my Timcast channel. But my Tim Pool channel for some reason only has like 70. So I was like, let's just put all my personal show videos on the Timcast one with 300K subs. That's amazing. Rumble's doing a great job,
Yeah.
and then on mine's as well. All of my tweets go up
over,
there.
yeah.
Dude, the videos do too, right?
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep. It looks like you got a small one for 20 tokens. You can do tokens too, but is there a game that you're enjoying?
Let's do this when we'll answered on episode 632 IRL.
We're gonna update this, FYI, in the future, so you can just respond instantly for for the live stream use case. So they'll be able to say, because they want you to answer on stream, you just click once.
But what
and
if
it's
you go
So-
through and you don't respond to anything and you say yes, 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 live, and you take all this money and you don't respond?
No, you have. Well, it's definitely it's definitely based on the honor system generally.
I mean, they could super chat you and you have the money and you
That's
don't
the thing.
respond.
It's already better than super. It's more in the fans' interest to do a super mine than a super chat because their chance of getting a response are higher.
Is there a game you're really enjoying these days? I play one video game and it's Spelunky 2. And I'm currently mapping the Spelunky multiverse. So for those that are familiar with Spelunky 2, it's a roguelike game where you enter into a cave and you go down various levels. And then at the end, you actually go on a rocket ship up to Hundun's World or whatever it's called. I don't know. And then there's a Cosmic Ocean. I don't care about the Cosmic Ocean at all, for those that are familiar with the game. What I'm doing is, once you unlock seeds, you can actually type in an alphanumeric code, which will give you a specific generate. So the game is randomly generated, procedurally generated. Every new game is different. But if you unlock seeded runs, you can actually enter a code. I think it's like, I don't know how many digits it is, 10 or something. So what I've been doing, I started with World 1, 2, 3. I'm on 252 right now. So I've played through that many games. Like, and there's a bunch more. I've probably played thousands of games of Spelunky. It's ridiculous.
I hope you call it the Spelunkyverse. As you were talking about the Spelunky multiverse. Yeah, just the Spelunkiverse or Spelunkyverse.
But there's also, there's 0 through 9 and then A, B, C, D, E, F. So there's a lot of potential world generations in this game, and so I'm just going with numbers. So I've played up to world 253. So I'm actually just going 00001, 002, 003, and then I'm up to 253.
You beat them all? You beat one before you move on?
No, not beat them all. Played through them to a certain point. Some of them are like really bad, and you're like
where you can't beat it. Do they have places where you fall?
You can beat them all, but some of them are just really annoying where you have no resources. You like. And some of the level design requires you to anger some of the characters you don't want to anger, and then it's just like you could, kind of sucks. Some are really easy, like World 47. For those that are Spelunky fans, this one's going to really help you out. World 47 starts with a jetpack, and in 4-3, when you're dropping the lava to open the secret layer to the queen's lair to fight the turtle guy, whatever his name is. There's actually on the ground floor an escape hatch that brings you to I don't know what you call it, like a subterranean. Anyway, there's a level where you're supposed to die if you're not good at the game. Lava kills you, and then the Ankh resurrects you, and then you can go through a secret door. In World 47, it's all zeros and then 47. There's actually a door you can go in. So when the lava lands, you can just go into it behind the door and then leave. So for those that are fans of Spelunky,
cheat code.
But sort of, yeah, I guess. But it's the same world over and over again. But more importantly, if you're really good at the game, you can just not die there. So like when the lava falls, you can just throw ropes, put it underneath one of the ledges, and then get a jetpack and fly out. There's a bunch of other ways to do it. Anyway, that's the game I'm playing. I know too much about it. And again, like I said, I don't really care for the Cosmic Ocean.
Is that a zone?
You lost me there. I like Apex Legends, but
Cosmic Ocean is the second and final secret world in Spelunky 2 that has 99 levels.
You just skip it usually when you play?
Well, I usually play to it and then just don't care. Like it's just so boring.
Intense.
So yeah, it's a different kind of game. You're trying to pop 3 orbs and then a jellyfish attacks you, and I'm just like, I don't really care about that. I like the game where you're flying around the jetpack and your shopkeepers are fighting you and you're getting the gold and stuff like that. Anyway, it's a fun game. Okay, now that I wasted a lot of time talking about that, let's try and read some more super chats. The Musicanon says, Tim, people are salvaging Tesla wrecks, gutting them for the batteries and motors, and installing them on old cars like BMWs with custom firmware. Large market for custom electric cars out there. All right, let's do it.
Cool.
Let's make the Mines car.
I'm in.
Yeah. We'll Timcast Mines. We'll integrate it with Mines. So however that can work, maybe the tokens can do something for you. Maybe like you can charge it with tokens somehow, something like that. Like, I don't know. We'll figure it out, but that would be cool. And then it's like, to charge it, you can pay your normal electric bill, but then based on how much charge it takes, you'll like be granted tokens or something.
Who's leading the engineering on this car?
We gotta find somebody. We gotta find somebody.
All right, let's.
And then we'll just sponsor, like the creation of it. We'll make a really sleek video, and then maybe we'll like do an auction for it or something. One of a kind, unique car, with like logos on it.
Let's do it.
That'd be super cool.
I'm serious.
What kind of car should it be?
Something cool.
Wide open on that one. Luke, what do you think? What do you think, Lydia?
It's got to be
Gremlin.
It's got to be a Boss Mustang.
Prius.
It's
got to be a Prius.
Prius.
No, I'm just
You
kidding.
like Prius. I like my idea better.
What year Mustang?
Like a 68, 67.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hear good things.
That's what's up.
I'm into the Mustang.
Badass.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Do it.
Let's grab some super chats. What is this? Someone said something about. Let's see. Fleg Bigums says Shaggy is a Vietnam vet, K9 unit. His cowardice is begging his friends not to get involved. He only opens up to a dog, PTSD like a mofo.
Wow.
Oh, that's so sad.
That is horrible.
That is true. It's like his friends are constantly getting in danger, and he's like, guys, no, don't do this. And you know what's funny? Because he's kind of right, because every single time they do get attacked, and I'm pretty sure often these guys in costumes almost do hurt them. You know, pretty serious stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of violence and Benny Hill music too, right?
Yeah, there's laugh tracks too.
Really?
Yeah, the old Scooby-Doo had a lot of laugh tracks.
Scooby.
Always looking for clues.
All right.
Don't eat that, Shaggy. It's a clue.
Here's a bunch of super chats of people wanting AI image generation. What's this one? Search adrenochrome.
Oh.
I wonder what that one is.
Oh, I did look up
Raymond-
Made in America, and it's like Iron Maiden.
You typed in the
with
AI to
American
it?
flag.
Oh,
yeah.
made in America. Yeah. Raymond G. Stanley Jr. says Pim Tool.
Oh,
That actually would be a funny one.
great.
He also said Luke Milkers.
Oh my gosh.
Damn right.
I don't know if that would work. That one's too new of an idea. Too
Maybe.
new of an idea. Someone said Clef the Misfit, Ben Shapiro playing tennis. We did that one. That was actually really funny. RJ says Ian defeats climate change with graphene. I actually referenced that in my segment earlier today when I was talking about euthanasia, the Great Reset, and how they want population reduction. And I pointed out that in the turn of the century, 1800s and 1900s, they were writing about how horse manure would pile up in the streets of New York and it would be a disaster. And the car was invented and it never happened. Now they're saying carbon is destroying the planet and it's going to end the world. Perhaps a new technology like mining carbon from the atmosphere to make graphene is going to stop that. So it's like, if we've done it before and used technology to overcome these problems, why would we not do it again? And why is the Great Reset the solution? It's not. I think they're lying about it because they want political power. I think their view is just like, oh no, we have to do this. Give us all of your authority and bend the knee to us so we can be in charge.
It's either that or it's very short-sighted, and they're not understanding that about the solutions, and that's also very bad. And you don't want to follow people that are short-sighted.
27 said, quote, the end is Bill Nye. Tony Baloney says, Mark of the Beast. Ooh, you want to type that one in?
That'd be good.
Yeah.
If it's good, I'll search for it too.
I type "We Are Change Milkers," but it's still loading.
Christopher says, do Joe Biden sniffing Ian Crossland's hair. Please no.
No.
Give it a couple of years, and then the AI will parse me properly. Which what did you want me to type in? The end is nigh.
The end is Bill Nye.
Oh, Bill Nye.
Raul Hernandez says, this one's for Lydia. Always loved your input and you'll be greatly missed. Long live Chicken Ian.
Chicken Ian. Yeah, we love Chicken Ian. Chicken Ian will always be with you. Can't get rid of him. He's great.
Marked Ashamed says, so Rakita Law's channel is back. Seems like Google is doing the practice of blinking channels and websites as a new form of intimidation. Well, that's what I was saying. It was a mass report. So the AI took him down instantly. And then they went, whoops, and put him back.
So they said it was a mistake?
Well, I don't know if they said it was a mistake, but that tends to be what happens.
How's the jury system going at Mines? Is it still active?
Yeah, it is.
Because you see the AI Bill of Rights the White House proposed, and part of it. Did you see it?
I didn't.
Like this last week, they proposed this AI Bill of Rights,
Okay.
and one of the things is you should have a right to a human in these social
In a
networks.
process, yeah.
And I'm wondering if the human, rather than it be, because Tim was saying it's so expensive for a person to you hire somebody so that they can admin, that the community is the person and
Yeah.
the people that will have available. You know, they've opted in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that the Birdwatch program at Twitter, even the problem with it is that it's enforcing Twitter's ridiculous terms of service, which are censorship based. But Birdwatch in itself is actually similar to the jury system on Minds. So there are some good things about Birdwatch, but it's enforcing chaos. Like Twitter's terms are a joke.
I want to answer this Super Minds from Gnoldub, GN Old Dub. Is that what it says? What do you think of the Tucker Carlson interview with Kanye? Do you think Kanye has any chance of becoming president? Who has the best chance? Well, okay. I think the interview was great. And Kanye, he says some stuff, but he mentioned that 50%. He said there are more black babies being aborted than born in New York.
Fact check true.
Fact check true, and that's kind of crazy. That's a terrifying concept. You got to look at how many are being born, and then wonder about like the specific population reduction targeting the black community, because a lot of these abortion clinics are in these neighborhoods, and that's just weird and freaky. Does he have a chance of becoming president? Sure, but is it a big chance? Probably not. Who has the best chance? Trump. I mean, right now, Trump. So I don't know what else to tell you.
Trump
All right.
the easy.
All right, everybody. It's Friday night. If you haven't already, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share the show with your friends? We've got a bunch of awesome members-only shows up from this past week and from all the other weeks. You can watch the whole library. You can follow the show at Timcast IRL, and you can follow me at Timcast. Bill, do you want to shout anything out?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was great to see you guys.
Yeah. Even though you ran out of gas?
Hit me. Yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah, hit me up, minds.com/Ottman. Also, if you're a creator, let's do the Superminds thing. Like you can earn for replying to people. We're really psyched about it. I think that it's like a new dynamic.
This is really cool
Yeah.
because the queries exist outside of any other framework, which means you could incorporate these questions into any YouTube video you do.
So we're going to do an OBS plugin too, so that I don't.
I'll say this, a shout out to, for instance, like Jeremy over at the Quartering. Imagine you're doing a segment, and at the end of every segment, you say, I'm going to grab a couple Superminds. It's basically funding the production. Like, these 2 Superminds were big. I'm not saying every single one is going to be big, but they can help. This is a way to fund smaller channels, smaller creators, videos and everything. If they're looking for sponsors, someone asking a question could be a form of sponsorship.
What percent does Minds take?
It's 15%, which is half of Super Chats. But this is actually a key point.
Less than half.
We're doing a commission program. So if anyone who signs up to Minds through your referral code, you get 5% of their earnings perpetually. So that comes out of our 15%.
Oh, wow.
So we if a sign up comes through anyone on the sites, your referral code, anybody's, you get 5% of their stuff perpetual. Actually, this is a funny story, but OnlyFans, when they first started, this caused them to absolutely explode because people were recruiting for them because they would get the commission fee. So commissions are super powerful.
Yeah. Right on, man.
Sweet. Well, thank you for coming
Dude,
on, Bill.
thanks. Great to see you.
Good to see you as well. I have a Minds channel as well, and I have 2 words for everyone. Go to lukeuncensored.com, and I'm there on the forum. I'm going to be doing an AMA there. I got 3 master classes, exclusive videos, merchandise, lukeuncensored.com. And Linda, we will miss you.
Thank you, Luke.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. It's bittersweet, Lydia. It's been quite a ride.
Yeah, it has.
Thanks for coming along, or thanks for having me along with you.
Of course. Yeah, happy to have you. And I'll let Ian say goodbye, but I had a couple things I wanted to say before I go. Do you have anything more to say, Ian?
Just yeah. Take care of yourself, and this is yours to make. So do your best.
Do you want the last word? So should I talk now? Or should I talk?
We just do it the way we all
Yeah, you
do
talk
it.
first. You talk first, and then let Lydia talk us
Well,
out.
she talks, and then I usually say something on the way out.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it that way. That's fine. I just want to say thank you guys all so much. You're very kind, compassionate words. I really appreciate all your nice comments. I'm not dying. I'm still going to be around. I'm still going to be on Twitter. I'm still going to be causing trouble, posting on Instagram, doing all this stuff. I am disappointed, and it does pain me to say that I did something that I never thought I would have to do. I started an OnlyFans. You guys can follow me over there at Lids of TikTok. Go over, check it out. We already made a little video for you, and I think you guys are going to like it. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Twitter and minds.com at sourpatchlids, as well as sourpatchlids.me.
Lids of TikTok.
That's
actually
right,
very
Lids
clever.
of TikTok.
So, my friends, Lydia, it was a couple of years ago that I was posting nonsense on Instagram, and Lydia had commented something pertaining to news, which was I had noticed a couple of the comments were insightful, and then I don't know if it was like I messaged you or you messaged me or something, and then you started sending me stories you thought were interesting, and I found that to be helpful because I was producing segments, and I was like, oh, I didn't see that, I missed that one, and so that actually ended up helping me out.
Yeah.
When we decided we wanted to do some kind of show, I was like, hey, you know a lot of this stuff. You know the stories, you know the insights. Why don't you come out and help us start this up? And you could be, producing and doing the camera stuff. And so that was just like almost 2 years ago. And then you came and joined the show since then, from the beginning. And then there was a funny moment where this is, I don't know, last year at some point, I think, I saw these amazing videos on Instagram from a rollerblader, Brett Dasovic.
Yeah.
And he has a series called Audio On, and it was him skating really unique ways. And I was not a rollerblader. I've been rollerblading more these days because it's a blast. And I saw these clips, and they were cool, and he's really good. And so then I was like, we need to bring more action sports people out. I invited skateboarders, scooter people, and then I hit him up, and I was like, you want to come out and skate? And Brett knew the show, and he was like, yes. And then he said, can my friend come with me? And I was like, who's your friend? He's like, Andy. And I said, sure.
Yep.
Andy came out, and then I meet these 2 guys, and they're really awesome. And I said, why don't you guys work here? We'll find a way to make this work. You guys are really cool. I think you can help us out. And initially, we had Brett filming because we needed film for the vlog, and Andy was doing like grounds maintenance and control for like skate park stuff. And then we found out that Andy's basically like a tech whiz, security expert with a degree and everything. And I was like, okay, we are drastically
Yeah, what
underutilizing
the
the
heck?
talents of this man. And then he ends up building out this studio and the design and all the cables. And then Brett, we find out, is a pop culture genius. And we were like, Brett, you got to do a show. Andy, we said, you've got to be our CTO. We need your expertise to be able to do this. And then at some point, Andy and Lydia fell in love and got married, and now are going off into the wild to have a family. So
Yeah.
I want to say thank you so much to you guys for everything. You know, it's been an amazing ride, and I hope you guys will come back and visit. And I know we'll make sure to shout out the stuff that you're working on when it's up and running. It's been absolutely amazing, and we have some new people who are going to come and help us, but they will never. Unfortunately, I'm going to look you in the eyes. They will never.
Linda Jr.
They'll never be the same.
Can I just say before I go too that my replacement is fantastic. You guys are really gonna love him. He's an extreme sports dude. He's an international bro. He's a music You guys are gonna love him. He's fantastic. People are like, oh, you got big shoes to fill. Literally, I have big feet, but it's like he is fantastic, and I think you guys are gonna love him for sure. So don't worry.
Hell yeah.
He's awesome. I'm leaving the show in good hands. I'm looking forward to the future. Very
Right
grateful.
on. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for everything. Thank you to Andy and Lydia for everything you've done to help make all of this possible and grow this company. And we'll see you all next time. And then we'll make sure that once you guys have whatever show it is you're doing, whatever, we can make sure we can shout it out and everybody knows where to find you.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye, guys.